All right, here we go. Are we ready? Nope. This thing ain't on. Come on. There we go. Okay. Oh, hell. Let's start this motherfucker again. All right, here we go. Yo, what's going on? What's going on, man? This is your boy Super Mario, man. Hey, what's going on, man? It's been a while. It's been a minute. I ain't really streamed like talking about in a minute, man. Taking care of things where things need to be taken care of and all of that there right there, man. I'm gonna probably get a little active here in the next few days or whatnot as I have some projects coming up and leaving out and stuff like that, man. So I have a little bit more time while you could probably catch me because I got some other things that'll be coming up here at the end of the month or in the month of May and stuff like that. So blessings coming on top of blessings on top of blessings and whatnot, man. So before I can even get up in here and whatnot, I just want to make sure that everything is rolling or whatnot. So I'll be doing some tests, man. So as you see, I'm not on my my podcast mic. Which is the Personas PD70 or whatnot. It's kind of like one of those Shure SM7B alternatives or whatnot. It's a really good mic, and I normally process that through a DBX channel strip, and run that into the interface with no preamp gain at all, just running it straight in with a 1/4 inch connection or whatnot. But today I am actually using some Amazon products, man, or whatnot. So I have a video gig coming up this weekend, and I needed a extra two wireless microphones and stuff like that. So I have a set just like this from Tenor. They don't have their brand name on here, but they do have it on the receiver. If I take this out, you probably won't hear me or whatnot. But Tenor, and wait, hold on. Let's see here. Let's switch to the bird's eye view camera, and you guys can probably see it. So Tenor has this wireless receiver right here that goes into your interface or mixer via 1/4 inch cable. Now this receiver, is receiving the connection with this microphone that I'm speaking in. So this is the transmitter. So my voice is being transmitted out into the receiver, okay? And then this receiver takes in the audio coming from this wireless frequency which is set on 917.2 megahertz. Okay, so that's the frequency we're operating on for us talking and stuff like that. So this signal is being transmitted from the microphone into the receiver, into this 1/4-inch jack situation. Everything electronics inside this little, I like to call it a little brick, so to speak, got a 1/4-inch cable, and then that signal goes into your interface, and that's how you're able to hear me and stuff like that, man. So I'm just testing this microphone out as far as how long is the battery life good on it, whatnot, and also the quality of it. Now, the way I'm running this microphone is straight preamp into this Mo2 M2 interface. No processing at all, man. I'm just going straight preamp, turn the knob up on the Mo2 M2. I'm loving the sound, man. I mean, this is broadcast ready. You know what I'm saying? Throw an EQ on here and it's good to go. This is a dynamic microphone that I'm talking on. And as you can see right here, I don't have the hand guards right here or whatnot, but you see you have a big power button. And if I was to hit this one time, I would go, it's supposed to go mute, but this is not a Shure mic. Shure mics, normally when you hit the power button, it'll go mute, but I'm not going to turn this off or whatnot and disrupt the stream, of course. Whatnot, man. But just showing you guys, man, I'm doing testing. So if this thing goes out far as on the receiver or the transmitter, which is AKA the microphone, you will definitely know why I have to switch microphones or get some new batteries or whatnot. So I have some rechargeable lithium batteries in here to keep the party going. You'll notice when I move the microphone, this is the pattern right here. You know what I'm saying? So we have sounds like an directional pattern. As I move it right here, here, make a circle, there's nothing. So when you go dead center, you can definitely hear me. So I hope you guys know your mic patterns. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of people talk that stuff now. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I got y'all. Omnidirection mic pattern. You know what I'm saying? If I take it off axis, go around, you normally can't hear me. So, you know how people be miking the guitars and stuff like that? That's what I'm doing. So just imagine my mouth being a guitar and you ring, 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 mic pattern, man. You know what I'm saying? I know a little bit. Not too much, but I know a little bit, man, or whatnot, man. But, you know what I'm saying? This is an omnidirectional mic pattern. That's what it looks like or whatnot. I hadn't really read the manual on these because I already have a set. Now the set that I have is not with a wireless transmitter. It's more of a wired transmitter, so it has to have power, and it's a dual setup. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't work battery operated. So this system that I'm talking on right now is 2 microphones, battery operated receiver. The other set I have, same brand, Tenor, Tonor. You can look them up on Amazon, and that's a wired receiver, no battery operation on that. You have to plug that into the wall. Same quality. I love the quality of these microphones. I had an older model back from 2016 when these first came out, and they rebranded themselves and actually looked like they cleaned up the microphones really, really well, man. So I'm definitely happy with this $60 purchase right here for this wireless set. The other one, the wired set, you get a little bit stronger signal, and that's gonna hit you up about $80. So if you're interested or whatnot, man. So enough talking about these microphones. Let's talk about the topic of hand, man. What we're talking about today is the new limiter that came out today. I've been waiting. Actually came out yesterday. I'm sorry. I just got around to it today. Been busy. Back at work on site and everything like that. So been busy training other people. You know what I'm saying? Continuing off from what we did almost a year ago and stuff like that. So it's just been bananas, man. But what we're gonna talk about really is just this, man. Brainworx, which is Plugin Alliance and stuff like that, man. They came out with a new limiter. It's called the BX True Peak Limiter and stuff like that. The BX True Peak Limiter or BX Limiter True Peak or whatnot. Now, they already have a limiter, which was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I never used it like I needed to. But this one right here, I knew it was special when they started in the Facebook group and they started talking about it a little bit more and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, this one right here may be something. And when I put it on the master or the sub mix track, when I put it on the sub mix track, when I heard, the what it was doing, I was like, yeah. Yeah, this is the one right here, man. This is the one right here, man. So we're gonna check it out. We're gonna talk through it a little bit, and that's pretty much gonna be it for tonight. I also wanted to do a video and combine this together, but that would have been too much setup and everything like that. So I'll come to you guys on tomorrow night. I just broke down and caught Cubasis 3 on the iOS platform, the iPad and everything. I caught Cubasis 3 on sale, which is on sale right now still at $35.99. I went on ahead and copped it up, man, and played around with it. Not really to use it to make beats, but to use it for a mix program or whatnot. I have a bandage on my finger and stuff like that. So y'all, I got this shit nigga rigged and everything like that, man. So I'm sorry. People that don't know what the word nigga rig mean and stuff like that, let me use a more proper term. African American ingenuity right here, man. You know what I'm saying? So I was doing my feet earlier this evening, and you know how you got that thing that you shave off the bottom of your feet, the skin, dead skin and everything? Well, for some stupid ass reason, that shit cut into my nail, man, and I cut my nail all the way down to the white knee, man. So, woo! It hurt right now, man. So, but anyway, man, so they came out with this plugin and everything like that. We're gonna check it out. And it's probably one of the best sounding limiters ever that I heard. And I done played around with a lot of limiters. Shout out to the Waves, the OG limiter L2. Waves L2 is always my go-to limiter, and I just stopped using them for a while because none of them sounded good. And then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, Kilohertz, they came out with a limiter, started using that faithfully. Soft Tube, the Weiss limiter is pretty doggone good too. Then Fab Filter came out with their Pro L limiter, which is awesome too. But this one, I want you guys to check it out, man. So let's go ahead and switch over to the mainstream layout right here on Studio One, man. Y'all never mind that bald spot I got right there, man. It's been one of those weeks, man. Whatnot, man. So you'll see a 2-camera setup. I got 2 webcams. Just another one just to show when I'm making beats and stuff like that and everything like that, man. So yeah. All right, cool. So we in Studio One right now. This is a mix that I think I did a stream on this mix right here, so it's the finished product. The last time I did it, I only did the basics of the mix, far as the leveling, the leveling, the panning, and also the basic, you know, saying EQ and dynamics of it or whatnot. I didn't show you guys the mix down version of it or whatnot, but this is a track that I produced right here, and I sold this track about 3-4 years ago or whatnot, and finally the artist, I'm exaggerating, it probably was 3 years ago though. It was 3 years ago. Yeah. So finally the artist, you know, did something with it and wanted me to mix it and everything like that. He was gonna mix it himself, but he just kept running into roadblocks or whatnot. So we had the pleasure to mix this right here. I'm not really gonna highlight this because I did this stream once before. So if you want to shift through my live stream, you know what I'm saying, recaps playlist, you can definitely find this section. It is a 5 Heartbeats remake on the beat and everything like that. And shout out to DJ True Blue, the artist, and also he has a feature on here. Is Shani Chanel is the feature on this particular track as well, man. So I'm gonna bring you guys to the hook part and everything like that. So let's go ahead and take a look at this mixer window real quick, and let's disable the limiter plugin. Now I put this limiter plugin on here earlier just so I can hear the plugin, and when I put it on there and I took it off, I couldn't keep it off or whatnot, man, because it sounded that good and stuff like that, man. So I turned it off right here, and I'm gonna let you guys check out the hook, okay? And what I'm gonna do next is put it back on, and you're gonna hear the difference. And I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna try not to say anything, but I'm gonna let y'all check it out, man. All right, here we go.
No t-shirt. You can conquer the lands, conquer the seasons. It's supply and demand, they need us. They want to sponsor the brand. Made them.
Oh, hold on a second. Now I got some weird audio aliasing and double playing and everything like that. Let me play this bitch back one more time.
conquer the seasons. It's supply and demand, baby, they need it.
All right. I know what the problem is, y'all. Let me change my buffer size on the interface. All right, there we go. We should be good to go now. All right, let's see if this will work now.
We can conquer the lands, conquer the seasons. It's supply and demand, baby, they need us. They want to sponsor the brand. Man.
All right, so yeah, this was a very, very large session right here. So let me see if we can get through this right here. I don't need this one, and let me turn this off as well. And yeah, all right, so hopefully that'll save me some resource power right there.
We can conquer the lands, conquer the seasons. It's supply and demand, baby, they need us. They want to sponsor the brand, made them believe us. Getting bands like buy you classic, sweet Jesus.
All right, cool deal. So y'all about to learn something with your boy, man. Let's go ahead and do some track freezing shit or whatnot, man. All right, so I got some UAD plugins on here to eliminate some of the processing, but for some reason, yeah, that motherfucking wasn't working right now. You heard me. So let's go ahead and process all of the instrument tracks because they're pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. Y'all gonna learn today, man. I tell you, when you come on this channel, you're gonna learn a little something. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and oh, I'm sorry, Full Grown. What's good with you, bro? Yeah, man. It dropped yesterday, man. I apologize for the audio situation. Not sure what's going on, but we're gonna go ahead and right click. We want to highlight all our tracks, so I'm gonna highlight all of my instrumental tracks here. And what I'm going to do, and this may take a while. Let me see if I can. It probably won't let me do it. So what I'm trying to do is, I may be in the wrong one. Hold on one second, y'all. So you should be able to, and I know this. I don't use it that much in Studio One for as freezing tracks, but where the fuck is that? I must having the brain. I gotta be having a brain for it right now. Now when I'm looking for shit, it be like right there in my face. Let's see here. Well, alrighty then. I just sound like an asshole. Okay. So for some reason I can't freeze the motherfucking track. It must only applies to instrument tracks. It gots to be, man. But it should apply for audio tracks as well. And I done used this function once before. Let me go back to the mixer window one more time. Maybe I'm overlooking something here. Hold on a second, y'all. Yeah. Oh, shit. All right now. Well, we're going to make it do what it do, goddammit. Yeah. You're supposed to be able to, yeah. But yeah. It's not, there we go. All right. There we go. All right. Yeah, there we go. Now I want to show. So I don't know what happened, but I hit this show the tracks, and before it wasn't. Okay, so my ass is just blind. It was right there in front of my fucking face. All right. Let me do this real quick. All right, so when you right click on your shaded area or whatnot, you'll see right there underneath show and high automation, it will be transformed to rendered audio. I'm blind, bro. It happened to the best of us, man. When you get up there old in age and stuff like that, you tend to overlook things or whatnot. And I don't use this function too much in Studio One, but I'm streaming right now, and it's bringing in 2 video feeds. So of course we're gonna have some problems. But let's go ahead and it went away just that quick. What the fuck? Like, all right, so the thing that showed the track when we showed what the fuck going on. All right, so when I hit this icon over here, I hope you guys can see that it's look like it's 4 different layers. The track list. When we show the track list and we highlight all of these, I bet you it'll show up then. What I told you. That's odd. Never seen that before, but okay. All right, we'll hide the inspector feature. See if it'll show up. Yeah, so your inspector feature got to be on with showing all the tracks. This is some of the shit that I don't like about Studio One. Now it's not showing it again. What the fuck? What? Okay. Let's do that. Let's redo that again one more time. All right, there we go. So what we're gonna do now is transform to rendered audio. All right. Now this may take a while. All right, and this window will pop up right here. It'll have all those tracks, and you can preserve all the real time state and everything like that, audio tails and everything. But it will be all day doing that. Okay, so that's how you will pull it up. You got to make sure that the goddamn track list is showing and also inspector is showing in order to transform the fucking audio, I guess. I don't know, but I already know it's gonna take a while, so I'm gonna try to find a channel in the mixing window that's very heavily CPU. Now another way you can kind of pull up your performance meter, okay, and your performance monitor window. Right now, idling, this thing is sitting at 60%. You know what I'm saying? It just jumped up to 85%. So we got some heavy CPU going on somewhere. So what we're gonna do is try to find out where that CPU usage is. All right. So our biggest one is Mixbox. It's using 30 goddamn instances on one plugin, and that is where. All right, so this will tell you where this plugin at and where the corporate at. It's on the samples track. So let's go to samples right here. Just one plugin alone. And I'm going to show you guys what I got on it. You know what I'm saying? So Mixbox from RK Multimedia uses a lot of resources. I had the same problem on the iPad. I think they really need to fix this shit because they do sound good, but they don't sound that good. You know what I'm saying? So this is definitely, good shit, but I wouldn't want to fuck with it. And they got some good stuff in here, but it's like, dude, you know what I'm saying? So what we're going to do is try to see if we can transform this track right here. But it's not, it's a console track, so I'm kind of, this is going to be tough right here, because I don't think this is going to allow me to do what I want to do when I want to do it. Let's see. Yeah, some bitch. Yeah. We're not going to be able to do what we want to do when we want to do it because it's not on an actual audio track, and that's some bullshit. And this makes up the goddamn sample. All right, so yeah, this is going to be a super problem right here. Let's go back to our performance meter and see where else we can save something at. Okay, of course we have the MDHD, and all of these are on some damn bus tracks and everything like that. And I had to really do some processing on this track, by the way. Yeah, I'm in a pickle right now, man. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna go ahead and get rid of the samples. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do another thing too, man. Let's do this. Let's pull up. You guys gonna learn something else. Let's pull up the scene window in your mixer window. Okay. Now the scene window, if you guys don't know about the new Studio 5 update, this allows you to have instead of doing save as and saving your Studio One project as another name or whatnot, you can hit the plus button, and I'm gonna call this this particular scene YouTube. I'm gonna call it YouTube limiter stream. And what I know is this right here. And I'm spelling limiter all wrong. Limiter. All right. So what this allows me to do is all right. And then I'm gonna turn the mix box on, and I'm gonna put on the second stream regular mix. Or let me do initial mix. So what this allows you to do is you can have different mix sets for as panning. You can do all kind of funky ass panning, leveling on the faders, turning plugins on and off. If you have a client that says, man, that mix need to go down, the drums need to do this, the vocals need to do that, when you can now add a different mixer scene and you can recall different mixes. So they was like, well, I don't like what you did. We'll go back to the other one, make a fix, and save that as a scene until you get the right mixer. And you may have about 4 or 5 of them or whatnot. You may have that the overall mix just need to come down 3 decibels. Okay, bring it down a little bit more. You come down 5, but you want to retain all of what you do and stuff like that. So, what you do is it's right here on the side of the mixer. Okay, you got inputs, outputs, external instruments, and then you got this little mixer-looking box situation, and it's kind of like a 3-fold. And just hover your mouse over it, it'll say Show Scenes Console. So it's console scenes. So this is the initial mix with the mix box on. We're gonna go ahead and go to the YouTube limiter stream scene. And what you do is double click on that. And what'll happen is it'll show you what plugins is deactivating and everything like that. Let me check this battery. Are we still good? We got a full battery. All right. So now this plugin is turned off. And what I'm gonna do next is turn off of this bad boy right here on the sub mix. And I'll show you guys that later. But it's only because my computer, I don't know, it's getting old now. These new plugins coming out, man, beat my computer ass, bro. So yeah, it's time to go shopping here pretty soon, man. All right, so we're gonna play this track once again without the fucking and I hate to say this, man. We're gonna play it without the mix box effect on the sample and my effect on the sub mix. It's not gonna drastically change what I got to my mix, but let me check it out though. It's not bad, but I'm gonna have to turn up the sample here.
They want to sponsor the brand, made them believe us. Getting bands like buy you classic sweet Jesus.
So I just had to turn it up, and the sub mix it's a little weak. It's not as strong as it was earlier. Maybe that's a good thing, but I'm glad I did that because I'll do an A/B comparison. So I'll send another MP3 out to the client there. All right, so yeah, so let's go back and let you guys listen without all of the things I did. And I'm sorry if I'm all over the place right now, man. That just threw me in a loop for us on the crackling. I never had that happen, but this is kind of a large process session here. All right, so we're gonna play it in the middle of the verse, let you guys hear it from the middle of the verse into the hook, and then while I turn the plug-in on after that. So let me just confirm that plug-in is off. And again, my apologies for being all over the place. Yes, we do have it off. All right, so here it is from the middle of the verse into the hook, and then I'll play it once more with the plug-in on.
Code, no features, mama code, no Keisha, Marty Mar, no t-shirt. We can conquer the lands, conquer the seasons. It's supply and demand, baby, they need us. They want to sponsor the brand, made them believe us. Getting bands like buy you classic sweet Jesus.
All right, cool deal. Hopefully YouTube don't cut me off or whatnot because of the sample in there, man. YouTube been on that bullshit with that, man. They got to change that, bro. Anyway, so that's that right there. We're going to go ahead, go back to that same spot. All right, and we're going to go ahead and turn this on as I had it before. All right, and let you guys check out the difference.
Code, no features, mama code, no Keisha, Marty Mar, no t-shirt. We can conquer the lands, conquer the seasons. It's supply and demand, baby, they need us. They want to sponsor the brand, made them believe us. Getting bands like buy you classic sweet Jesus.
processing. All right, now this. Oh man! So the processing, of course, this plugin is a limiter, and of course, limiters will add a lot of processing to your track. Yeah. So I apologize for that, man. I could turn off the reverb, but then that'll kind of kill what we're doing. But let's talk about it over real quick. So I heard the audible difference. I hope you guys heard the audible difference well. The funny part is I don't even have limiting going on in this section or whatnot, man. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this safe and just play it in the verse part right here. All right, so there's no limiting going on. So what I'm gonna do is let's talk about the features real quick. All right, so at the bottom is what I want to start at. You have a channel link knob, you have a limiter mix knob, and then you have a output dim knob. Basically, channel link is kind of like it kind of affects the stereo effect with the limiter and stuff like that. So if you want, the less you have it on 0, that means independently the left channel and independently the right channel is both going to be limited in this on. But if you have it at full blown 100%, that's both left and right having the same amount of limiting on the combined left and right channels. Okay, so that's basically what channel link means. Okay, as you back off of the 100 and you, let's say, want to go at 60%, or whatnot, now you're introducing a little bit more limiting on the independent left and right channel. So that's what channel link means. When you back off on 100%, you'll hear a little bit of stereo separation. It works out. Not on every track, not on every mix, but, you know what I'm saying, definitely try that out. Limiter mix, dry wet mix knob. 0, no limiting. 100, you getting all the limiting that it's giving you, okay? Output dim ain't nothing but a output knob, you know what I'm saying? Full blown signal, and you can start backing off from there. All right, as we move up, let's go up to the top. You have 2 different modes on this limiter. You have modern and you have classic. Right now I have it on classic as the old algorithm on the BX limiter, only due to the nature of the song that we got. We got more of an older song with the sample, so to speak, 5 heartbeat sample in there, just with some modern drums. So I just kept it on classic. I like the sound of the classic versus the modern, and we'll definitely check that out. I'll pull in a loop or old beat that I got, and we'll check it out without all the bullshit we got going on in this particular mix. I just wanted you guys to hear A/B comparison with the mix. Okay, we have of course, release knob right here. I have it all the way. I normally do my releases all the way fast, man. It just sounds more transparent, but that was goddamn. Y'all don't laugh. But that was a habit of you know what I'm saying, utilizing other limiters, and when you have that release longer than, let's say, 0.1 or less than that, once it goes over like 0.1 or 0.5, you start to hear a lot of pumping effect in the limiter, and that kind of makes it sound compressed, number one, and number two, make your limiter pump. So I normally keep my releases down. I'll play around with it if I have more of an open track. So open track would mean instruments. You know, you got 2 guitars and acoustic drum, for example, and 1 vocal. Something like a hip-hop track, you got too much shit going on, man. So why the fuck you would have a long release on a limiter? I don't know. Keep that motherfucker as fast as possible, you know what I'm saying? You don't have a attack time on here because I'm assuming that it's a fixed attack, okay? So there's no attack time, only the release knob, all right? Let's talk about the 2 big knobs, okay? You have the gain knob, which represent the input signal that's coming into the plugin, okay? Now, there's a contradictory with that. You have an input knob right here at the top right, okay, where you can go and change the color. So if you like red, boom, we could change it to red, you know what I'm saying? Bam, there it is, you know what I'm saying? I just got it on blue. I don't know, shit, it looked cool at the time, but whatever the case may be, it don't really matter to me, you know what I'm saying? But you can change your colors right there, but right next to it is an input knob. Now, this input knob just basically is the input going into the plugin. But this gain knob, the gain knob is really the motherfucking butter on the toast. You know what I'm saying? What it does is it drives that signal into the limiter so you can start hearing the limiting effect, okay? All right? And that's what the gain knob does. This ceiling knob is basically kind of like where you were set, where the limiter is, you know what I'm saying, this is the shave off point, you know what I'm saying? So if you ever looked at, you know, the L1 from waves, the L2 from waves, the slider that's on the left is normally the threshold, and then the slider on the right is normally that ceiling slider and stuff like that. Same concept here, you know what I'm saying? It's just a knob and different terminology. So the ceiling is basically where your limiting is gonna, you know what I'm saying, have a cutoff point or whatnot. So if I was to set my ceiling, let's say, to negative 0.1, you know what I'm saying, anything that's trying to, you know what I'm saying, go past negative 0.1 is going to be limited or compressed in this high ass ratio of a compressor. That's all limiter is. It's like a compressor with infinity ratio. You know what I'm saying? There's no defined ratio. It's just way the fuck out there. So if you look at a limiter ain't nothing but a glorified ass compressor that can handle a shitload of compression and stuff like that, man. But we're gonna set our ceiling. You can, if you want to, set it at negative 0.1. Back in the old school days when I first was coming up in mixing on the CD days, how many of y'all can say y'all know about CDs and printing on CDs and mixing for CDs? Back then, you had to have your ceiling somewhere around negative 0.3. Nowadays, in this digital streaming world, you can have that motherfucker at 0 and ain't got to worry about nothing. On the safe side, normally what I'll do is put it at negative 0.05 or negative 0.1. You know what I'm saying? It just depending on how I'm feeling and what the mix is doing. Okay. So with these two knobs, though, they work together. Okay. They work together hand in hand. All right. So what you bring in is going to affect the gain reduction of the limiting, but you know what I'm saying, what's going to go out is going to be determined by the ceiling. You know what I'm saying? So as we drive more signal in, more compression is going to happen, or gain reduction is going to happen into the limiter, but what's going to come out is more energy. But the ceiling is going to say, hey, you can go all the way up to 0 if you like, or hey, hold up, stop right there. I'm going to stop you right there at negative 0.1, okay? So that's basically what the ceiling and the gain knob is doing. Now, the good thing about it is you have this little link scroll knob type of situation, kind of like how my mouse is right here. You know what I'm saying? I use a Logitech trackball mouse, and in the middle you have this little scroll knob that you can kind of scroll up and down like I'm doing right there. Same thing here, but it's a link knob, you know what I'm saying? So it links both the gain and the ceiling knob. So let's say, for instance, okay, I want to link this together and I have this set right here. If I want to link it together, boom, I scroll down to negative 0.1. But what happens is when I go down to negative 0.1, it's going to increase the gain knob. So I'm going to get more limiting gain reduction, but I'm also going to bring down the ceiling to be like, hey, more energy you come down, the more I'm not going to allow you to come out. I'm going to only limit you to negative 0.1. See the terminology and how everything work out? All right, cool deal. So enough about that right there. Let's talk about one more other feature in this top section, and that is the XL feature. All right, the XL feature you can turn on. You don't have to use it, or you can turn it on. I have it turned on at 12% because this is the famous rural renowned. Nah, I'm just fucking with y'all. But nah, it's BX. This is how BX really, you know, saying, through their ranks throughout the years. I think BX started making plugins right when I got into mixing and whatnot, and I knew about them a long time ago, but I was like, who the fuck are they? You know what I'm saying? It was always about waves and stuff like that. But this is XL, the Brainworx XL saturation, and they have a little bit of saturation that you can add into this limiter as well, and this is the XL feature. So if you don't know anything about the BX XL saturation and whatnot, they have their own plugin, the BX XL saturator. All right, they have that feature built into here, and you can add a little bit in there to get a little bit more attitude in the signal that you're limiting. Okay, so right now I have it on 12%. And the tone control, I like this feature right here, man. I'm gonna talk to y'all why. It's almost like having a 2-band EQ. 1 band for the low, 1 band for the high. Okay, this is the tone control, they call this feature. Foundation, the big knob in the middle is called foundation. It's a tilt EQ. Okay, what that is let's say you take my hand. Let me explain this to you guys. Let me find something like a pencil or something like that. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, because I really gotta explain this to y'all. All right, cool. Can you see me? All right, y'all can see me. All right, so just imagine y'all looking at my African American usually goddamn bandage, whatnot. So this side of the EQ is the highs. This is the lows on this side. Okay. So if I was to take that foundation knob and move it more to the left, you're gonna get more highs. You see what I'm saying? And the lows are gonna decrease. If I move the foundation knob to the right, then you're gonna have more lows and you're gonna have a decrease in highs. Okay. Ask me how I know, because it's called a tilt EQ. That's what it's called. Okay. It's called a tilt EQ. So as you have more lows, it tilts and seesaw and you have less highs. If you have more highs, you have less lows. You know what I'm saying? It's old school shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Tilt EQ, man. Where y'all been at, man? Y'all don't know nothing, man. Come on now, man. Come on now. Y'all know about Wavy Wayne. I'm the real Wavy Wayne, man. I've been doing this more than he did. I'm just fucking with I'm just saying. Anyway, man, I'm just fucking with y'all, man. So that's what the foundation is. It's a tilt EQ and everything like that. All right. But the added function on the tone control is that you have a high pass filter and you have a low pass filter. So now you can fine tune this EQ. Now, the good thing about this high pass filter and the low pass filter is, okay, look at me again. The low pass filter, that's going to affect your highs. The high pass filter is going to affect your lows, okay? And let's say, for instance, you got your low pass filter at 15,000 cycles. That's 15,000 frequency hertz for some of you slow ones out there, all right? You have your high pass filter at, what I got mine set at, 35 hertz, okay, or 35 cycles. That right there. As you start to open it up, what's happening is as you reduce or open up, you're affecting what frequencies are going to be limited, okay? That's all that is or whatnot. And I'm going to show you on another beat how this affect. I can show you on this mix right now, but it may start crickling, crackling, and all that other shit right there. But let's go back to Studio One and show you guys full grown, like, man, I know, bro, man. Hey, man, I don't. Hey, bro, I need like a video editing team or something like that to get them sponsors, man. I be on YouTube. I be looking at people. I'll be like, yeah, that's scripted right there. I'll be like, yeah, that's scripted. Now I could talk this all day, every day, like the back of my hand, man. For real, man. But so what I was talking about with that tone control situation is this right here. This is the foundation. All right. So as you go negative, you're going to have more highs introduced in your signal. As you go more positive or to the right, you're going to have more lows introduced in your signal, okay? All right, and what I was talking about with the high pass and low pass filters, basically on the right, you're going to be affecting your highs, and on the left, you'll be affecting your lows, okay? And so right now I have it between 35 hertz and 15,000 hertz. Everything in between there is going to be limited. As I open it up, and I can open it up all the way down to 5 hertz. I can go all the way up extremely. And I know only dogs can probably hear this, or dolphins or something like that. Humans, we can only hear up to 20,000 hertz, okay? But animals can hear a little bit more than that and stuff like that. So, but they have it up to 40,000 hertz. But I was playing with this earlier today, and you can actually hear the difference in the highs when you make these adjustments. So this is why I tell people all the time, you need to train your ears, man. I didn't sit through 3 hours 3 times a week for 4 months for nothing, just listening to beep, boop, boop, beep, 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 boop, 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 beep. Listen to different guitars, listen to different pianos, listen to the different voices, and you have a professor sitting up there and telling you what frequency that is. What pitch is that? Where is that on the scale? Where is it on this EQ and stuff like that? All of that amounts to something, and it's all about training your brain for your ears to hear what it is to hear. I'm just keeping it real with y'all, man. This is stuff that people on YouTube don't tell y'all because they trick y'all into these graphics that's bright and everything like that. And when you see these bright graphics, it's called playing with your brain and your eyes. And when you see something bright, it's like, ooh, I gotta watch that. See what I'm saying? When you come to my channel, it's all dull and shit like that, but you get raw material and stuff like that. I'm just keeping it 100 with y'all, because I had somebody call me out on my YouTube channel. I'll tell y'all that story at the end of the stream right here. And I had to go and DM this dude, man. Yeah, we went back and forth about a couple of days, man, because you're not going to come on here and embarrass me and stuff like that or whatnot. So I had, I hate to say it, man, but that conversation was a young versus an old head and stuff like that, man. But that's what this particular right section of the limiter is, man. Just basically that's what it is, okay? You have a function up here at the top left right next to the power off button, where you can just focus on your limiting. All right. Everything else, you pop it back open. This ain't nothing but a meter section. It doesn't do anything to affect the sound, okay? So if you're worried about what it does on the left side, if you look at the graphics real good and stuff like that, it ain't nothing but a window that slides in and it slides out, okay? All right, cool deal. So let's talk about this on the left side, okay? You have a true peak meter, which can give you the true peak for its PPM metering and also RMS average leveling metering and stuff like that. So it's real good for as, keeping your levels in check and intact, all right? You have a gain reduction column here in the middle. So that's what you're going to be seeing is what is being limited, gain reduction or AKA compression, all right? And dynamic range, this is real good because this is where a lot of people of my color can't explain it, okay? Besides the old school cats, you know what I'm saying? And all the way younger than like Leslie Brathwaite and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Or whatnot. But dynamic range will let you know how much compression you got going on. You ever seen a wave file that's so fucking compressed? And I did check out my last stream. I showed y'all a mix that was fucking horrible. And whoever made the beat, they had so much fucking limiting on there that their dynamic range was 4 decibels. It capped out at one time at 3.5. That only gives you 3 decibels of dynamics. That ain't shit. Like you don't hear no. It's like Mike Tyson talking fast. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking right now and you can hear P's and stuff like that. But that's like somebody with a heavy list and with a fucking gap about, 3/4 of an inch. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting no transients out there. Everything is like shit and shit. When you talk like this, that is a representation of no dynamic range. Okay, so you have a dynamic range meter or whatnot. Hey, bro, I can explain anything audio and I can give you an analogy for it because I know this, man. LUFS, man. This is the last column in the metering section. LUFS will give you your streaming meters, okay? When you see something that says LU or LUFS, just think of it as where you need to be at for streaming, okay? Right now, and the cool part about this plugin is it's like a 2-in-1. You get metering and you get limiting. So this is a mastering tool at its finest. Whatnot. You could choose from loud, competitive, dynamic, streaming, a European broadcast, United States broadcast, Japan broadcast, or your own custom metering or whatnot. Right now, I could tell you if you're in the market of where you need to be at for streaming right now, the where it's at to be on the safe side, and to be where you need to be at for as Spotify and YouTube and all of that to make it sound real good, is at -14. Okay, if you want something a little bit more dynamic on the Spotify and YouTube music side, of course, you can get up there around about -12. And of course, if you want something on the label side for us, what the labels are doing and stuff like that, competitive, and that's where I put all of my stuff when I'm working on it, no matter what it is. And I've been using the competitive LUS meters for about a good 3 years right now. I ignored the -14 when they started this shit, converting all the shit about 5-6 years ago or whatnot. I always got it around that -10. Some projects I worked on, I put them at about -8 or whatnot. But you know what I'm saying, -10 is the target. But at that time when streaming was starting to come into play, we didn't have these meters, so you had to kind of like wing shit a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Some mixes get up there in that -6. But you will really start to hear the bad artifacts in that or whatnot, man. And also on the true peak metering, you also have momentarily metering and also short term. That's nothing but a gauge for us how much that level is going to show you. So it's just the reaction time. That's all that is. Now you can solo this plug-in and listen only to the left, the SIP, listen to the right, listen to the mid, listen to the side, all that other good shit, man. So let's get back to the sound of the plug-in. Y'all, I bored y'all with explaining what this is, but it's a 2-in-1 plug-in. It's whatever the cost is. I'm under the mega bundle for Plug-in Alliance, so I'm good until July, when I gotta chunk up that $100-something again or whatnot, man. But yeah, man, this is worth the money. I ain't gonna let me lie to you, man. Damn good sounding plug-in if I can get it to work. But I'm gonna show y'all guys in another thing. So let's play around with it and let's fuck this shit up, man.
Giving it my 110. Stay going every
So that's with the
weekend.
plug-in
Can you
on.
hold it down? Take care.
Now I told y'all I didn't have any gain reduction. Y'all just listen to the plug-in do its thing. Let me turn this gain up and you really gonna see how loud this motherfucker get. Now I'm gonna bring this down at -1 point, so I don't want my audio and YouTube to sound bad, or whatnot. Now I have it at 2.34 a gain going into the plug-in. Let's bump it up 1 dB and pay attention to the middle column, which is the gain reduction column. All right, let's go.
Take care of home or you going off on the deep end. Ask me when I'm coming back, thinking that I'm creeping. I'm cheating with these space stubs, unless the pair don't go.
Let's go up 1 more dB.
Booty rub. Be on my duty, cuz. Cut the back, try to up the buzz. No time to cut them, cuz. Pull it down till I blow and be my Issa. I'll complain you
So we at
won't blow by
4.5
Aisha.
dB right
Leave
now.
a solo J. Cole, no features. Mama Cole, no Keisha. Marty
We
Moore,
got
no Tisha.
8 dB of gain, dynamic range.
Seasons. It's supply and demand, baby, they need us. They want to sponsor the brand, made them believe us. Getting bands like buy you classic sweet Jesus.
All right, so that's with the dry wet mix knob. The limiter ain't doing nothing right now. We got the dry wet mix knob at 0. I'm gonna bring it back in. You're gonna hear the difference. Ooh, it's loud as hell and it's clean. Now, when I tried to achieve this type of limiting with older plugins like the L1 or L2 or the L3 from Waves, I'm gonna tell you all about Waves and why people are really starting to shy away from Waves or whatnot, because the algorithm and the look of the plugins haven't really changed. If the look doesn't change, there's a probability of the algorithm for us what's built and what makes that plug-in, the DSP and all that other shit underneath the damn plug-in or whatnot on behind the scenes shit. More than likely that haven't changed as well. So we're talking about shit. I got into mixing back in 2003. Waves was around and stuff. You mean to tell me since 2003, 4 that they haven't really changed too much or nothing in their plugins? Granted that they have a classic pack, but the classic pack, it still sounds the same. This plugin right here, I'll put it up with Fab Filter Pro L, but this sounds a lot cleaner than Fab Filter Pro L. I want to do a shootout so bad. I got a little time on my hands tonight, so we may do that. I just have to pull up an old beat that I don't have mixed and mastered. Matter of fact, I do. We will do that. And we'll pull up all some of these good limiters I got, like the Soft 2 Ys, the Fab Filter L, and we'll pull up the good old Waves L2, and we'll see the difference. But you saw when I did the dry wet mix knob on this plugin from 0 to 100, you heard the difference. I only bumped it up 2 dB, and we still was under -3 of gain reduction. This motherfucker right here, though, yeah. Let me show you guys what the tone control does. All right, so I have it at -1, so I'm introducing a little bit of highs in this mix, but I'm gonna adjust the high pass and the low pass frequencies. Close your eyes. I hope you're listening on some good speakers or headphones or whatnot. Close your eyes. I want you to listen to the difference in what these filters are doing for us, what frequencies are being limited. Check this out. We're going to go back to the verse where it's a little bit more quiet and you guys can hear it. Check this out.
Best to have my back if you talking about we split it. I'm giving it my 110. Stay going every weekend. Can you hold it down, take care of home, or you going off on the deep end? Ask me when I'm coming back, thinking that I'm creeping. I'm cheating with these space stubs, unless the pair don't go to club. She miss getting her booty rubbed. Be on my duty, cuz. Cut the back, try to up the buzz.
All right, so this is at 120 hertz, and I have it at 40,000 hertz. I'm gonna play this back one more time.
Best to have my back if you talking about we split it. I'm giving.
All right, so that's that. I'm gonna bring it down to what I had it set on at about goddamn 24 hertz. No, I'm sorry. I think it was at 27 hertz. I'm gonna put it at 15,000 hertz. Hear the difference.
Best to have my back if you talking about we split it. I'm giving.
So you're not hearing it as airy and stuff like that. So those filters work. A lot of times when companies give you these filters, you don't really hear it. That's why I fuck with Plug-in Alliance for the last 3.5 years, because it was the first time I actually could hear differences that sounded analogish in a plug-in. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Plug-in Alliance team, man. We chopped it up on Instagram today, man. Hey, Full Grown, I'm definitely going to have to take your advice on that, man. I'm going to have to write them a letter. Hit up old Dirk, man, in the damn Facebook group and stuff like that. Dirk Orrich, that is the CEO and founder of this company or whatnot, man. So I did my homework a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying? He does a real good job. And he's German. So I always tell people anything made from Germany is going to be some good shit. BMW, Mercedes, motherfucking Brainworx, Ableton Live, Plug-in Alliance. I mean, you name it. I love German ingenuity, man. Shout out to Adolf Hitler and stuff like that. He did some fucked up shit back in the day, but niggas was smart, man. Whatnot, man. Hey, man, they know they shit, bro. Like on some shit, man. For real. But they make some good stuff, man. And you can hear in this plug-in right here, it sounds pretty good. Now, I showed y'all the differences, but you really won't hear the difference because of this mix. So what we're gonna do is, let's go ahead and close this motherfucker right here, and let me do this before I close this out. We're gonna go ahead and pull up a unmixed beat, just a 2-track, and we'll play around with the mix a little bit more because you guys are not gonna hear the full effect, okay? But I wanted to explain this mixer in full and let you get a okay, yeah, I hear that type of situation with this. Okay, so let me put this back on the initial mix and save this mix right here, and we'll go ahead and pull up something a little bit more friendly. All right, and yep, and the mix, yep. All right, cool deal, man. And we'll turn this back on. We'll go ahead and close this out. All right, cool. All right, cool beans, man. Let's go ahead and we're gonna close this out. So as that's doing that right there, man, I'm gonna talk to you guys while I'm loading this up or whatnot, man. So again, you know, we talking mixers, and let me check the battery on here. All right, this thing is pretty good. Good battery life, man. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and pull up a project, man. And I'm gonna show you guys another part of Studio One. So if you are new to Studio One and stuff like that, Studio One is not only just a mixing software, but it's also a mastering software as well. So you can use this for mastering as well. So I'm gonna show you guys on what I normally do to something that I'm mastering. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. So we back after loading up something new. Let me see. All right, cool deal. All right, cool. Yeah, we back. So anyway, as that was loading up that on that project or whatnot, I'm gonna import this beat right quick. But Studio One also has the ability to master, and I have been mastering on it for the last 5 years, and I couldn't find nothing to complain about it with. It gives you what I mean. It's just a straightforward plug-in. There's no bullshit plug-in. No bullshit software, or whatnot, man. So yeah. What we're gonna do is I got some MP3s right here. Let me see what this is. Oh, so this is my daughter right here.
Come on.
All right, I'm not gonna use that. I want to use something with some vocals or whatnot, but I don't think. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we could do that, man. Yeah. Let's do that right there, man. We're gonna go ahead and find a mix that's not. I know the perfect mix, man. Yeah, I know if I can find it and where that motherfucker at. Yeah, just give me a hot second. I may have to turn up. Shit, I may have to turn a hard drive on here. Or whatnot, in order to get it popping. You mean to tell me this hard drive is not plugged the fuck up? Well, alrighty then. Let's see here. Let me go back to the drawing board then. That's this microphone stand, y'all. My bad. I thought I had it on this particular out there. I guess I don't. Alright. So we'll use this right here. Yeah, I think this is just a mix right here. Alright. So I'm gonna pull up this song. This is a song, unreleased song. I don't even think it's gonna be released. Somebody came over here and recorded it, and I haven't heard nothing since then. So we'll play with this one right here on the limiters or whatnot. So what we're gonna do is load up a couple of my favorite limiters, let y'all check it out and stuff like that. Y'all can try these limiters at your disposal or whatever the case may be. Whatever works for your fluncture muncher curve. You know what I'm saying? That's all good. Y'all know what a fluncture muncher curve is? It's basically the curvature or your frequency, your ear response. It's a curve, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of, if you get a fluncture muncher curve test, and you can see your ear response. So I had went to the VA clinic earlier this week, and I had to go for an audiology test and everything like that. And yeah, my hearing is a little bit off and stuff like that. So if you ever hear my mixes and you don't hear enough high mids and stuff like that, yeah, I got hearing loss in between 3,000 to 4,000 hertz. 3,000 to 4,000 hertz, yes. So I always wondered why I always boost around that 3,000 to 4,000 hertz. There it is right there, man. So cool. Let's get back to it, man. This is gonna be the second round right here. Whatnot. All right, cool. So we got this this track right here, and you can see as we zoom out, we have dynamic range. All right. Now I'm gonna show you guys a little bit about the project function of Studio One, not the song. A lot of people think project, okay, yeah, mixing, let's go. No, project is mastering. And they need to rename that shit because that shit is confusing. They should call song mixing, project mastering. I'm personas if y'all listening, or whatnot. But if you're looking at the wave file, right, you'll see we have some dynamic range, or whatnot. If you have a bad beat, this is probably what that motherfucker probably would look like. You know what I'm saying? I just increased that at 3 decibels. Some people would have this at 6 decibels and it'll come out looking like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I always tell people everything ain't gotta be loud, because mastering, you can get it loud and worry about it at the final stage and whatnot. It's okay for it to be this low. It's okay. And that's a negative 4 dB right there change. All right, cool. So we're gonna bring this back up to 0. Now, when you bring a track or tracks, because you can have about 20, you can have as many tracks as your computer can handle. When you bring your tracks in here, you will have a waveform. And then another waveform underneath here, and another waveform and whatnot. So you have a cascade of waveforms going across your timeline. And it just depends if you have an hour worth of audio or whatever the case may be. All right, now you can't analyze this one or more tracks. So what you do is just highlight your track, and then if you go to loudness information, just click the arrow going down. It'll be facing to the right, but click it going down. It'll analyze your one track that's selected, and it'll tell you the raw information without even have to hit the play button. All right, so post effects is basically what's happening after you have plugins inserted on your track. Pre-effects is what you want to do when you don't have any plugins on your track. Or if you do have plugins on your track, you want to look at the pre-effects data. Okay, so right now our EBU rating is at negative 12.8 LUFS. So if I was to put this out on Spotify and all digital streaming platforms or whatnot, this waveform that you're seeing right here, let me blow this up for you guys. This blue waveform that you guys are seeing right here is at negative 12.8 LUFS. My true peak is at 0.3 dB, so it's a little bit loud. That's okay though. That's all right. That's all right. My RMS level, that is the one you need to be worried about. RMS level. Fuck a true peak 9 days. True peak is like nobody's not talking about it, but nobody doesn't talk about RMS as well. RMS is the key. And right now for your streaming products, when you're finished mixing and everything like that, not mastering, but when you're finished mixing, you should be at around negative 12. And every mix that I do is going to be around negative 12 because it opens up opportunity for you to either turn some things down or turn some things up in mastering, but it gives you enough headroom or whatnot. And right now I could put this out on streaming platforms and I'll be good. You know what I'm saying? And that's really kind of, it defines a good mix without actually doing too much in the mastering. And what I found out with mastering is like, even if you was to send it off or you have someone to do it, that gives them less work to do, but to sweeten up a little things. So if you're really particular about your mix, you want to get your mix level at a good enough volume where you don't have to do a lot of turning up the gain and stuff like that, because that can affect the tonality of your mix and how it'll sound and everything like that. But the way this one is at negative 12.2 RMS. So roughly, if I wanted to get it to that competitive LUFS level at negative 10, I have 2 dB of basically headroom that I have to play with. So I have to make, number one, subtle, very, very, very subtle EQ boost. Be careful on mix bus compression or be careful on limiting. So it all depends on what happens in that park right here, okay? All right, so we're going to play this and just get a listen to it and everything like that.
When I'm alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the Crown and have a toast to my wealth. Lost some people in the process with the hand I was dealt. But every fighter take a blow when you fight for the belt. Told my babies that I got them all the way past my death. They ain't worried about how I do it long as that promise is kept. I can't remember the whole prayer that I said to myself, but I know I hit the blunt so hard I saw Jesus wept. Had a vision about some money and it told me it was coming. Told me roll another blunt, slow it down because you rushing. Told it I ain't never had to slow it down when I was hustling. Then I snapped out when I realized only bums are good at nothing. Lit the blunt, hopped in the whip, mashed the brake and pushed the button. I'm just out here living life, but the youngsters call it stunning. I'm the king of the rotation and it always stay in motion. And I only need one thing to keep my mind from overflowing.
I need bud. All right, cool deal. So that was a track that I did and had somebody come by the house and like the track, recorded and everything like that. So all those vocals were recorded here at the crib in the studio and everything like that through a UAD interface and everything like that. The mix, you know what I'm saying? It was a really good mix, no mastering on that, man. So I could just put that out right there and just be done with it. Because you have a lot of people that can't afford mastering, and so the way I mix is mix it to a mastering point, but still have it at a loudness level where it can be good to go. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a mix may not need to be mastered. Because why? You're not mastering for a CD, you're mastering for streaming. So streaming is really about how loud it is. It's not really about how loud it can be. There's a difference. You know what I'm saying? That used to be for the CDs. Nowadays, for listening to it on a streaming device, is about how loud it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? So right now we could put this, we really good for Spotify. We're 2 dB over the Spotify and YouTube limits and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So we could put this out. Cool, not a problem. If you want to go a little bit louder, this is where you'll kind of put a limiter in there and shit like that. Now, the good thing about this BX limiter True Peak is it has a tone control in there. So now that eliminates what? A EQ being used, right? Shit, nigga. Hell, let's pull one up then. All right, so let's go ahead and pull one up then. I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm gonna say. All right, here we go. So here it is. We shouldn't have any problems with this limiter. we're gonna go ahead and pull up. I think I uninstalled FabFilter. I did. Damn it. Okay. Oh well. It's all right, man. We'll go ahead and pull up kilohertz. Is another limiter that I use. All right, and let me find that motherfucker. Here it is right here. All right, and then we're gonna pull up waves. I also use them some bitches. All right. Let's pull up L2. So you want to be a dick. All right. L2. There we go. All right, so we're going to pull up L2. All right. And then let me look through my plugin window and see if I got any other limiter that I use. I think I'm forgetting one. Goddamn. Shit. Oh, yeah. That's what it is. I'm tripping. It's the Weiss. I'm going to use the Weiss compressor limiter. We're going to pull up Weiss again. And we're going to use the mastering maximizer. We're going to put it up to the test right there. I'm about to fuck y'all head up, man. Yeah, man. All right, we're going to pull that one up. And last but not least, Ozone. Isotope Ozone limiter plugin. We're going to go with the maximizer. And let me turn these bad boys off as my fucking computer starting to say, bitch, better turn these hoes off. All right, and then we're going to pull up the Ozone vintage limiter as well. All right, so we got a lot of limiters we can work with. All right, as you can see, all of them right there. The only one I'm missing is the FabFilter L2 Pro L plugin, but I uninstalled it off my computer as I don't use FabFilter stuff. I don't know what the hype is about FabFilter plugins. They all right, but it's all digital. You know what I'm saying? So we can pull up the stock plugin, Personas. There we go. You know what I'm saying? We can still pull up the Persona stock plugin. That's basically all FabFilter is. It's a stock shit. I mean, it's a third party stock sound. You know what I'm saying? It sounds a little bit good. So what they built in there is probably some added magical spice they built in there just so it can sound good, man. So again, you got to watch how these companies market themselves and whatnot, man, for real. Because I use FabFilter stuff and it's like the Pro Q3. In my opinion, the Pro Q3 sucks. I'm calling a spade. I think the Pro EQ in Personas sounds 5 times to 10 times better than the Pro Q3 plugin. And there's other plugins like the Infinity EQ from Slate Digital and SSL. They have their own EQ plugin. Same goddamn plugin. It's a parametric plugin, but it's a graphic EQ, but it's digital and it sounds the same. Though there's nothing. So what's the difference? Oh yeah, it's a built-in dynamic EQ. Ooh, wow. Okay, cool. Use a multi-band compressor. You know what I'm saying? Use another dynamic EQ. Anyway, man, let's go through all these damn EQs and whatnot, man. Or excuse me, these limiters. Let's go to the hook part.
It's the scene we see each other and we start. I got the green in the garden. A thing to keep my mind from overflowing.
Right there. I'm gonna go ahead and draw loop right here. All right, so we drew a loop right here. We're gonna keep this bad boy going. All right, so we're gonna start with the stock plugin limiter 2 from Personas. All right, and what we're gonna try to do is get a gain reduction. Now the parameters ain't gonna be the same, so anybody come on here and watch look, man. Some of y'all be on YouTube be doing the fucking most, man. I'm going to set these parameters around the general same thing. We just listening, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't come quote me on nothing, all right? I ain't got time for all that shit, man. Whatnot, man. I like the B mode for myself. Fast attack, fast release. And I'm going to try to, I'm going to keep all my ceilings at 0, okay? And I'm going to try to get a gain reduction of -3. That's my target goal on all of these limiters. So hell no, they ain't gonna be the motherfucking same because every plugin ain't the goddamn same. So miss me with the bullshit, all right? Fuck. All right, cool. So our whole goal is get gain reduction at -3. That's the common common goal for any motherfucking limiter. The fuck out of here, man. Some of y'all be doing the most on YouTube, bro. But anyway, let's do this on this section right here, and then we'll jump to another plugin. Let's go. Right there. All right, cool. We achieved that. That's a real quick fix, so we're going to turn that one off. Let's pull up the Ozone Vintage Limiter. All right, this is this bad boy right here. Same effect. We're going to keep the ceiling at 0. We're going to bring the threshold up. We're going to keep the character at where it's at right now. Let's go for a modern sound on the Vintage Limiter, and let's get our gain reduction at -3. Here we go.
Got the green and the gauze. Somebody pass me a light. I'm about to have a good time, cause it's blunt dynamite. I might be lost in the days, but keep that smile on my face. You can dab me up, but please excuse.
This thing didn't. Oh, okay. Well, shit. Well, goddamn. That's right here. All right, let's bring that back. All right, cool. Right here is where it stops at. Y'all can see the limiting right here. We got some graphics right here. This one's pretty loud. Yeah, damn. Don't sound bad. Like I said, a limiter, you can't use the same limiter for each or the same mix. You can and you can't. There's no rules at the same time, but there's no rules at the same time, but you know, it's, I ain't gonna say it's levels, but you know what I'm saying, but you know, each limiter has its own character. I'll keep it like that. All right, so I'm not gonna worry about the stereo independency here on this. Not gonna do anything funky with this. We're just gonna keep it at a true peak on this one right here, and keep our ceiling. We're gonna just keep that mode on that default. We're just gonna adjust the threshold. Let's go. All right, here we go. A little bit more sensitive. All right, put it back on 3.7. All right. All right, right there when I did that poop right there, you know what I'm saying, that adds a little bit more. So I'm gonna bring this back at -3.2. Let's see what happens. Right there, good job right here. So this one is pretty transparent, you know what I'm saying? You can tell by the curves, these gain reduction curves in this graphical representation is a little bit more tight on the limiting and whatnot. So we'll go ahead and turn this one off. We'll go to the Wise MM-1 mastering maximizer. I like this one. This one was pretty good. I like this one right here. We're going to put this one on transparent just because all the other plugins, we try to keep it at transparent as well. We're going to keep the amount at 50 on default, and we're just going to, well, actually the amount is what we're going to drive into the plugin, but we'll keep everything at all the way wet. Limiter gain at 0. Let's go. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm making an adjustment, and I ain't even got the motherfucker turned on. All right, here we go. Woo! Let's turn it down. God damn. So this is the line right here, the -3 line. So we good right there. I could inch it up one more notch on this thing. So let me, yeah, there we go. Let me play it one more time. Yeah, there we go, right there. So the -3 line is right here where you see that little red stuff at right there. So we got that one right there. So what I'm doing is just setting these limiters up. That way when I go and test them out or whatnot, we just playing around, man, see which one sound good, do what it do and all of that there, or whatnot, man. And letting you guys experience, different type of limiters, number one, and number two, hear the characteristics, and number three, understand what each limiter does and how it works. If you can understand the functions, you'll be a badass limiting using motherfucker or whatnot, man. So this one is gonna be a little tricky and a little different. So you have a knee adjustment. The knee is gonna basically be like a curve and a compression curve, because it is a compressor / limiter. You can use this, but it's really this is a compressor, but they put limiter on here. We ain't gonna use that one right there. We ain't gonna worry about that one. We gonna pull up the old school OG, the motherfucking This is the OG right here, man. This is one of the first plugins I started using right here. I used this motherfucker for a long time, especially for CDs and stuff like that. This really had my shit sounding bad or sounding good. Whatnot, man. All right, cool deal. I always put this shit on type 2, ultra shaping, and 24 bits as well. Always left the automatic release control on. Maybe that's why my shit was off. So what we're gonna do is take that off and put that all the way down. All right, cool deal. And then what this trick Waze always introduced was the link function. So when you link it down, you turn up the output ceiling, bam, you got your limiter. All right, cool. But we're gonna put these at 0 and 0, and let's check this out. And what we're gonna do is pay attention to our attenuation meter, -3.8. Now, what I used to do is just bring this down. Right there. Goddamn. Bring that one more notch. Now, you notice there's no change in volume. All right. We about it. That's about good as we're going to get. Now, watch I turn up the output ceiling. You're going to notice the volume go up. That shit still sound old as fuck, bro. It don't even sound the same no more, man. All right, so we got the limiter from kilohertz. All right, we're going to bring that all the way short release, bring the threshold up. And this one right here, it doesn't tell you how much gain reduction you're getting. So this is going to be a little tough one right here. I normally use this just for squeeze, all right? But let's see what we can do. All right, so let me show you how you can matriculate this plugin. Where I have this blue line is set at -3. So if I was to start seeing this blue remnants of this blue situation around this is going to be a blue gain reduction graphic that's going to start appearing as I increase the threshold on this blue meter right here. Right here is where I need to be at, okay? So if your threshold is at -3 on this particular plugin and you start to see the gain reduction happening right here at this -3 point on the meter, then that's your -3, okay? Just a FYI on that. So I'm going to keep my mouse on here. Shit, I ain't got another motherfucking mouse to do so. Motherfucker. So I'm going to have to put my finger right here and make the adjustment, okay? Don't laugh at me, y'all. All right, here we go. Ooh. Oh shit. Yeah, damn. Let me bring that back up. Let me do it one more time, y'all. I need bud, goddamn. Smoke of the Joker, man. Y'all go check out Smoke of the Joker. here. About right there. Now, this limiter is very, very, very transparent as well. I think I got it right there at -3. This may be wrong, but this is very, 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 very transparent, and I use it a lot just to squeeze some shit together. And last but not least, we got the big dog, the new kid on the block. This bad boy right here, man. We're not going to use the foundation. We're going to keep that at 0. Channel link, we're going to put that all the way at 100 because we want a true stereo. Limiting, we're going to put the release all the way fast. We're going to turn off the XL. We're going to keep the ceiling at 0. And we're going to keep the gain at 0 because this is going to be true audio coming in. We're going to keep it on the modern mode, which is the newest algorithm on this plugin. And let's check it out. All right, let it go back. Looping back right now. God damn, right there. Bam. Oh, we a little bit too much. Shit. Yeah, that pop, pop. Right there. That's a little bit too much right there. It's about the best we're going to get it right there because that put right there, man, really kind of drives a lot of, volume in. We'll go ahead and just get rid of, we'll keep it on or whatnot. All right, so we're going to turn off all these plugins. We're going to look at which one is which. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go with the stock one first, and I'll just toggle through each one of them, turning each one of them off and let you guys see what's going on, and I'll let it play like halfway of the mix. Y'all see what it is. Let's go. No talking. You know what, for testing purposes, because this one doesn't have, this one is a weak one, by the way, so you have to apply. It doesn't have a meter where it show you what it does, so what we're going to do is just scratch this one right here, because I don't like it. I already don't like it anyway, man. It don't have everything what everybody else had. All right, let's go back to it, man. We'll go back to the maximizer. Actually, let's go to the L2, man. Sorry about interrupting that shit. Turn it on. Okay, then. All right, this one. Let's make up our game right here. We got to make up the game. So this one right here, you pay all this money for this one to be a weak maximizer. Get rid of that one too, man. Sorry. The vintage limiter, this one right here, it was loud as fuck, but it was like this wasn't made for modern music like what we listen to right now. But I'm gonna let y'all listen to it one more time. Check it out. Yeah, damn. And we're only at like negative 2.9. Sounds good and it don't sound good. You just gotta play with it. But let's check this one out. Okay, that one sound pretty good. Let's put it up to L2. Let's go. Surprisingly, it still sound pretty goddamn good though. So this one right here, it sounds clean and very transparent, but you hear some type of stereo width that just pops out and something like that or whatnot. So what I'm gonna do is, the L2 sounded pretty good. So what I'm gonna do is put this maximizer right here next to this one. The vintage limiter, it sounded good, but I think the stock limiter sounded a little bit better. So let me do the L2 and the limiter from Personas. All right, and let me see those two, see what happens. So we got, let me turn this. There we go. All right, so we got no limiter on. I'm gonna let y'all listen, get your ears refreshed and whatnot. Matter of fact, let's go on here, take a 30-second break. Let your fucking ears refresh for a second. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the limiter from Personas. Then we're gonna do the L2. Okay, we're gonna listen to them two, and then we're gonna make a determination between these two right here. All right, let's go. All right, here we go. Not bad. All right, so we're gonna do a blind test. Here we go. This is a tough one between the Personas limiter and Waves L2. So here we go. That's the Waves L2. That's the Personas. All right, now close your eyes and do an A/B comparison in your head. That's a tough one between the Waves L2 and the Personas limiter. That's a tough one. I know I'm in headphones, but that's a tough one, man. Like, it's a very slim. Ooh, shit. Hold on a second. Let me turn one of them off. So the excuse me, the stock limiter seems a little brittle on the high end. Definitely give you a tidget more mid range than the L2. The L2 just sounds a little bit more rounder and stuff like that. It's hard to say, man, but we'll move that one down at the below. Now let's do the L2 against the Ozone vintage limiter. I already know what's gonna happen with this, but let's do it anyway. Let's do it anyway. Even have this on True Peak, so let me put this on True Peak and see what happens. All right, let's turn down the character. I think I got the character a little bit too long. Yeah, so the vintage limiter, it's loud as fuck, but shit. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. It sounds immaculate. I ain't gonna lie to you. It sounds immaculate. But I think it's doing a little bit too much. L2 still rocking at the third position. So let's turn that one off. We're gonna go to the maximizer. And what we're trying to find is like transparency, because we don't want the limiter to affect too much of how the tonage of the track, 2-track is. So let's listen to this one, and then we'll put it up against the BX limiter True Peak, and we'll call this bad boy a wrap. All right, let's go ahead. No plugins on. I had to bring the character down a little bit. Tough one right here. All right, let's switch. Ooh-wee. All right, let's do a blind test. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of the plug-in window. Turn that off. Let our ears refresh. All right, here we go. So, the maximizer sounds really good. Sounds really good. You know what I'm saying? Let's listen to that one more time. Maximizer's on. Hold on. Let me restart this bitch. Hold on. Let me take it to the beginning of the song.
When
No
I'm
plug-in.
alone in my zone,
No
I
plug-in.
roll a blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the crown and have a toast to my wealth. Lost some people in
All right, we're gonna go ahead with the
process hand
maximizer.
I was dealt. But every fighter take a blow when you fight for the belt. Told my babies that I got them all the way past my death. They ain't worried about how I do it long as that promise is kept. I can't remember the whole prayer that I said to myself. But I know I hit the blunt so hard I saw Jesus wept. Had a vision about some money and it told me it was coming. Told me roll another blunt, slow it down because you rushing. Told it I ain't never had to slow it down when I was hustling. Then I snapped out when I realized only bums are good at nothing. Lit the blunt, hopped in the whip, mashed the brake and pushed the button. I'm just
Okay. So this was a really tough one. The Ozone maximizer sounds a little bit more polished, but doesn't sound transparent, if that makes any sense. The BX Limited True Peak sounds more transparent, but not a polished sound. So this is my verdict on this one. I hate to say this, but it's kind of a draw, to be honest with you, man. Of course, the maximizer is just doing straight limiting, nothing added. Now we could do the stereo independency for us, the stereo link situation. We could add more transients to the sound, adjust the sustain a little bit, and also this is a new feature in the maximizer Ozone 9 version. You have a transient emphasis. It just adds a little bit more pop on your signal and stuff like that. And you got all these different modes: IRC LL, the IRC 1, IRC 2, and 3. Then you can choose between the different algorithms as far as balance, hard limiting, and shit like that. Then number 4 as well. So you got these different timbre qualities you could choose in between these different modes. But if you jump over here to the BX True Limiter plug-in, well, they got their own functions as well. Of course, they have the same thing with stereo separation for us, the channel link, but then also you have a tonal control as well. There's nothing to choose for as, you know, this type of algorithm or whatever the fuck they call it in Ozone or whatever, but you have a tonal control for as EQ. You can also add saturation in here as well, man. So but, you know, to me, the Brainworx BX Limiter, not because I like plugging the lines. I'm being fair about this. Sounds a little bit more transparent, not as polished and more boosted in volume. You know what I'm saying? It still retained the mid-range, which is important. It still sounded transparent, and it didn't seem like it's adding something to it, as if the maximizer felt like it was adding stuff that you kind of didn't want, but you kind of do want, but you can't make an adjustment to it. That makes any sense. So it's a toss-up. And what I said before was it don't matter what kind of limiter you use, but when you do use a limiter, be mindful of what you're using it, how you're using it, and how does it sound on the mix. You know what I'm saying? So all of these limiters that stay Ozone Vintage Limiter, definitely you can use it, but I probably won't use it on this mix. The stock limiters shock me because this used to be some poo-poo, yeah. Hey, man, it used to be some shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never liked the stock limiter in Personas until they upgraded it in version 5, limiter 2, and let me tell you something, it's a big-ass improvement, and I like it, and I'm going to be using it a lot more on more of percussive instruments like drums and percussive instruments and stuff like that, and vocals when I do need it, and I need to preserve CPU power. L2 is always going to be a classic. It still sounds good today. It still sounds a little outdated, whatnot, but it depends on your release time as well and stuff like that, and how you make your adjustments on the threshold and your ceiling as well. Still goody, or oldie but goody, you know what I'm saying? Again, with the maximizer, there's a lot of things you could change in here and make these different changes or whatnot, but when it comes to the tone of the limiter and stuff like that, there's nowhere you can make these adjustments unless it's somewhere built into these modes. So that's it. And right here, if you hover your mouse over it, it's actually telling you these different modes. Intelligent release control are actually kind of little tonalities in a sense, and they fucked up when they told you in the description. Smooth and thick limiting for a rich sound. Smooth and thick limiting for a rich sound. Oh, I'm sorry, but this one is with low latency. The other one doesn't have latency. The IRC2, it tells you clear and sharp limiting to preserve peaks. And then this one right here is tailored to your audio. So these different modes for us to release control and stuff like that, that's what the RC stands for or whatnot. It'll give you a different tone, but you still can't affect that. So like I said, it depends on what you're using. You can't really affect the tone. Tone is real big in music nowadays, especially with mixing on streaming because you're listening through earbuds. So you have a little P size, no more than, it's like less than a dime circle of earbud, for example. You're mixing for the earbud basically, and mid-range is everything. With the BX Limited True Peak, you could definitely have more control on that mid range and tailor it up the way you need to, and it can still sound transparent And if you have a lot of mid-range already in your mix, guess what? It's not going to color the lows or the highs. It's going to keep everything transparent right there, tight and high. Now, that's where that tone control comes in at. And now if you need to bring down the lows a little bit or bring up the highs, that's where you got tone control. Hence, it's still allowing that mid-range of your frequencies to be retained. So, you know what I'm saying, I can't label a king or this number one or whatever the case may be, because this one does a good job of retaining it. But Ozone Maximizer does sound good. I ain't gonna lie to you. But when it comes to a clean sound, that's what we're going for here in 2020 and above. I had to give it to the True Peak. You know what I'm saying? It has a clean sound, and it does something to the stereo spread as well. And we didn't even affect the stereo independency and limiting, which is the channel link as well, man. So we're going to focus on this one for the remainder of the video, and we're going to go in and we're just going to fuck shit up. All right, so we're going to turn this on right here. We already got our gain reduction going on, so let's go ahead and tailor it like I would right here, and I'll stop and I'll explain what I'm doing.
For myself, mix the Sprite up with the crown and have a toast to my wealth. Lost some people in the process with the hand I was dealt.
Okay, so that already I can hear a difference between the classic and the modern mode. Classic is going to give you more of that maximizer sound. Modern is where this plugin kind of shine, and it has its own distinct flavor. Clean and transparent. Check that out one more time.
When I'm alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the crown and have a toast to my wealth. Lost some people in the process with the hand I was dealt. But every fighter take a blow when you fight for the belt. Told my babies that I got them all the way past my death. They ain't worried about how I do it long as that promise is kept. I can't remember the whole prayer that I said to myself, but I know I hit the blunt so hard I saw Jesus wept. Had a vision about some money and it told me it was coming. Told me roll another blunt, slow it down because you rushing.
This is a real tough one right here. For this track, I'll keep it on classic. Let me know what you think and which mode that you like in the comments or whatnot. Let's go ahead and play with the release and see what that does.
Told it I ain't never had to slow it down when I was hustling. Then I snapped out when I realized only bums are good at nothing.
Look at the gain reduction meter. I want y'all guys to pay attention to the gain reduction meter. I got the release all the way up at like 1,000 milliseconds.
The crown and have a toast to my wealth. Lost some people in the process with the hand I was dealt. But every fighter take a blow when you fight for the belt. Told my babies that I got them all the way past my death. They ain't worried about how I do it long as that promise is kept. I can't remember the whole prayer that I said to myself, but I know I hit the blunt so hard I saw Jesus wept.
Ooh, that's a sweet spot right there. So what I did with this right here, and we're learning this plugin right now. So what I did was I put the release all the way at 1,000 milliseconds. Checking the battery life. This thing's still at 100%. That's what's up. I like that, man. All right, so the 1,000 milliseconds, and what I did was I put this release at 1,000 milliseconds, and I made an adjustment till I found the sweet spot that I like. 0.4 was it. 0.41 was the sweet spot. I liked it. You know what I'm saying? So if you have a limiter that has a release like this and stuff like that, make it slow as possible, you know what I'm saying, and start to adjust fast, and you'll find the sweet spot. The same thing applies with compression. Make it a slow release and start making it, you know what I'm saying, faster and faster, and you'll find out where the sweet spot is for your compression. That's a little gem right there, man. A lot of people ain't gonna tell y'all that. I'm telling you, it only comes with experience, bro. So we got a sweet spot right there. We got our ceiling set at 0, but let's put it down to the old school days of -0.3 and see what happens.
Blunt for myself, mix the Sprite up with the crown and have a toast to my wealth. Lost some people in the process with the hand I was dealt. But every fighter take a blow when you fight for the.
Y'all see what just happened? I put this at -13. The more you go less on the ceiling, the more limiting you're gonna get. Check this out.
Blunt for myself.
See that gain reduction right there? Yeah, you don't want that right there. I'm gonna tell you where most beat makers at, and they say, man, yeah, man, I'm gonna get my beats, make it loud and stuff like that. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get my beat loud. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? I'll be bang, niggas. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with a nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? Follow me on BeatStars. That's what niggas be doing. I'm gonna show you what they do right here.
Blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the crown and have a toast to my wealth. Lost some people in the process with the hand I was dealt. But every fighter take a blow when you fight for the belt.
when I got that beat in the session, this is probably where it was at, like negative 4.5 and shit like that. You hear me? Like, yeah, the dynamic range is like hitting around 3.8. This is what that sounds like.
Blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the crown and have a toast to my wealth.
Look at the middle of the plug-in.
People in the process with a hand I was
3.2 on the dynamic range.
When you fight for the belt.
And we're pushing
babies that I got 'em all over.
-9 on gain reduction. So we got -9 on gain reduction, 3.2 of dynamic range. But notice something funny. The LUFS is still in tolerance. Pay attention to 1, 2, 3. Look at my mouse cursor. 1, 2, 3. Pay attention to these 3 meters right here.
Blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the crown and have a toast to my wealth. Lost some people in the process with the hand I was dealt. But every fighter take a blow when you fight for the belt.
About 60% of the stuff you're listening on Spotify has this sound right here. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up audio with people that don't know what they're doing, and 60% of the stuff that you listen to on streaming distributions is right there. Because why? It sat right there. It did not go past -10 on the competitive LUFS level. You see what I'm saying? And so people put these LUFS meters on here, and they do whatever they can to make the beat louder to get the LUFS, but they don't have the knowledge and the skill to understand, damn, if I have -6 or more in gain reduction and 3.2 of dynamic range, my mix is not going to sound transparent. There's a difference, man. And that's what it is right there. I just gave y'all the key. Rewind that video and check that out, man. I'm telling y'all, that's what it is, man. For real, for real. So a lot of those beats that come in and people recording on top of those beats, and you get a fucked up recording with a fucked up beat, that's 60 to 70% of the audio consumption that we have in streaming audio. Man, I don't want to preach to y'all tonight, man. But
when I'm alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the crown and
let's put it back where it needs to be at.
Lost some people in the process with the hand I was dealt. But every fighter take a blow when you fight for the belt. Told my babies that I got them all the way past my death. They ain't worried about how I do it long as that promise is kept. I can't remember the whole prayer that I said to myself. But I know I hit the blunt so hard I saw Jesus wept. Had a vision about some money and it told me it was coming. Told me roll another blunt.
All right, so you see how cleaner that mix sound? It has more punch, more definition in the mid-range. The highs open up and the lows are not as overbearing. Now, we do have a louder track. Okay, you'll notice that the LUFS jumped up another dB or so or whatnot. Not a problem. That's why you have an output dim knob at the bottom right here. You know what I'm saying? So all we have to do is just turn that down and get it right there at -10. Duh. It's just that easy.
When I'm alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the crown and have a toast to my wealth. Lost some people in the process with a hand I was dealt. But every fighter take a blow.
I just lowered it down, what, -1.47 dB?
When I'm alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the crown and have a toast to my wealth. Lost some people.
Now, what you can do is now use the link button to give different tones and where you want to be at or whatnot. So check out. We're going to use the link button. Check it out.
When I'm alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the crown.
You'll notice that we don't have as much gain reduction.
But every fighter take a blow when you fight for the
But if you need more limiting,
they ain't worried about how I do it long as that promise is kept. I can't
you'll notice that the tone of the limiting changes.
But I know I hit the blunt so hard I saw Jesus wept. Had a vision about some money and it told me it was coming. Told me roll another blunt, slow it down because you rushing. Told it I ain't never had.
You notice when I turn that link up and the ceiling goes negative, more negative and stuff like that, you'll notice that limiting in the mix sounds a little bit more distorted and it's like, yeah. But when we bring it back down on the negative and bring it back closer to 0, you notice that the mix gets a little relaxed, but it still has punch and definition. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm training your ears on what to do and what to look out for and stuff like that. So again, your input gain, your ceiling is the bread and butter of limiting, but then you got all these little sweeters and stuff like that or whatnot. So I kind of showed y'all from the release, the gain, input gain, and the ceiling. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add some sweeteners on here. So what we can do is start off with the saturation or the tone control. Any, mini, mighty, mo, can just talk about a tote. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to start off with tone control. All right. And so what we're going to do is now adjust that tilt EQ situation and play around with these filters. So I'm going to turn these filters off, leave the foundation on, and see what we got.
When I'm alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the Crown and have a toast to my wealth. Lost some people in the process with the hand I was dealt. But every
Oh yeah. Oh, now I got your attention. Yeah, that high frequency get your attention. So what happened was that we turned that foundation all the way down to -15. Seemed like we just took an EQ and just turned up the high frequencies around about 3,000 hertz, right? Yeah. But that's nothing but a tilt EQ. What I told y'all earlier. You turn up the tilt EQ, you know what I'm saying? You increase the highs, you decrease the lows, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So where we need to try to determine in this mix what's more important, highs or motherfucking lows? Let's listen one more time.
When I'm alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the Crown and have a toast to my wealth. Lost some people in the...
That's all. That's it. -1. That's all. That's all I need. I just need a little sprinkle high. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Not even much Tony Satchers. Give me a little Morton salt and we good, bro. Now, we got the filters turned off, right? We're going to bring the filters down at 5 hertz and bring the low pass filter up to 40,000 hertz. Watch what happens. Now, this is where you need to pay attention. And we're going to just get rid of this pen over here, right here. We're going to pay attention to this shit right here. You hear me? All right. We're going to pay attention to the scope, the sonogram right here, waterfall right here. All right, pay attention to this right here. All right.
When I'm alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself.
Look what I'm doing.
Straight up with the Crown and have a toast to my wealth. Lost some people.
So I measured the lowest attenuation that wasn't on the sonogram or the waterfall spectrometer at 29.6. Okay, so I'm gonna bring my high pass filter up to 29. All right, let's look at the extreme highs. Of course, it's not 40,000. Goddamn it! So let's do it anyway. Shit.
When I'm alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the Crown and have a toast to my wealth.
17,469 hertz. All right. Round that up, you know what I'm saying? That's 17,000, goddamn it. So we'll bring the low pass filter down to 17,000. Check this out.
When I'm alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself.
Sound different, don't it, huh? Let's turn off the filters.
Have a toast to my wealth. Lost some people in the process with the hand I was dealt.
What?
But every fighter
Let's turn them
take
back
a
on.
blow when you fight for the belt. Told my babies that I got them all away.
Now, what I would really like if they had a link button for these filters, that would be awesome. But I want y'all to notice something. I'm going to bring the 17,000 all the way back to 40,000, and I'm going to make the adjustment back to 17,000. Watch.
When I'm alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the Crown and
See how
have a toast
open
to
that
my
top
wealth.
end gets?
Lost some people in the process with the hand I was dealt. But every fighter take a blow when you fight for the belt. Told my
Now, I'm going to
babies
bring down the low frequency. I'm going to bring that up to, you know what I'm saying? Let's say, for instance, you don't want anything to be limited. You want to retain all your sub lows and stuff like that. So we're going to bring that at 120 hertz. Check this out.
When I'm alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the Crown and have a toast to my wealth. Lost some people in the process with the hand I was dealt. But every fighter take a blow when you fight for the belt. Told my babies that I got them all the way past my death. They ain't.
Now, I went up to 120, went back down to 29. Okay. Look at this. Look at the waterfall spectrometer again.
When I'm alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the Crown and have a toast to my wealth. Lost some people in the process with the hand I was dealt. But every fighter take a blow when you fight for the belt. Told my babies that I got them all the way past my death.
All right, you see this little line right here? That's right there at 77. So I'm going to go up to 77. Shit.
Alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the Crown and have a toast to.
That's at 77 hertz on the high pass filter.
Alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the Crown and
I
have
turned
a
it
toast
off.
to my wealth. Lost some people in the process with the hand I was dealt.
I turned it
But
on.
every fighter take a blow when you fight for
Now
the
bring it
belt.
back down to
Told my
29.
babies that I got them all the way past my death. They ain't worried about how I do it long.
Again, tone control. You know what I'm saying? You want to find out what tone it is. You necessarily don't have to use a goddamn spectrometer, but you know what I'm saying? You can definitely use your ears and stuff like that. And that's just really kind of like how you would use high pass filter and low pass filter on a EQ you have on a stereo mix or when you're mastering and stuff like that. It's just giving you a range of what's going to be affected and how much affected you're going to get or whatnot. And you got to use your ears on that. So that sounds pretty good. I like that right there. Let's go add a little bit of BXXL saturation in here. Go ahead and engage that on. Let's check that out.
Alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the
Now,
crown.
this thing is aggressive now.
Lost some people in the process with the hand I was dealt. But every fighter take a blow when you fight for the belt.
Now, we added 77% of saturation according to the BXXL, you know what I'm saying? Quote, unquote, XL, or whatnot. Sounds pretty good. You can hear that it's a little bit too much. So we're going to back off of it just a tad bit, man. I started hearing the effect around about 7%. I don't know about your ears because we streaming and everything like that. But on my side, on the far end, I'm going to give y'all guys some IT knowledge. Far end users are people like yourselves that's watching this. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the room, so I'm the user. You're the far end user. So everybody on the far end or whatnot, y'all probably can't hear in detail what I'm hearing. But let's increase this some more, and I want you guys to hear the difference between 7% and 77%.
When I'm alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself. Mix
That's
the
at
Sprite up
7%.
with the crown and have a toast to my wealth. Lost some people in the process with the hand I was dealt. But every fight
that's at 77%. I hope you heard the difference.
Told my babies that I got them all the way past my death. They ain't worried about how I do it long as that promise
That's at 0.
is kept. I can't remember the whole prayer that I said to myself. But I know I hit the blunt so hard I
That's
saw
off.
Jesus wept. Had a vision about some money and it told me it was coming. Told me roll another blunt, slow it down because you rushing. Told it I ain't never had to slow it down when I was hustling. Then I snapped out when I realized only bums are good at nothing. Lit the blunt, hopped in the whip, mashed the brake and pushed the button. I'm just out here living life, but the
All right, cool. So 5% is, I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, when they use shit like this, they be like, man, I need more. Nah, bro. Don't do more. You know what I'm saying? You have to train yourself. It's an addiction. I ain't gonna lie to you. I used to be that nigga. You know what I'm saying? I used to be like, yeah, man, let me add more. And I started learning like more ain't really what's up. You know what I'm saying? I learned to add a little bit, just like when you cooking food. You know what I'm saying? You don't just pour the whole goddamn tablespoon of salt, pepper, or whatever the fucking seasoning you use. No, you sprinkle a little bit on there first, taste it. All right, it's good. Sprinkle a little bit more on that and shit like that. I would go another way, but I don't want to sound like I'm a pervert or whatnot, man. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just add a little bit at a time. 5% is good. It's too much, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? According to my ears. But you know what I'm saying? We got that. So we have a sound with this limiter by itself. All right, and let's do the channel linking now. Let's see what this does.
When I'm alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the crown and have a toast to my wealth. Lost some people in the process with the hand I was dealt. But every fighter take.
I hope y'all heard that. Now we're at 100%. This means true stereo limiting. But when you bring it down, like I said earlier, that now affects you getting 100%. Well, you're getting limited only on. You're getting limiting on independent left and right channels. Okay. When you bring it back to 100%, you're getting a true stereo equal limiting on left and right. But independently on the left and right at 0, both channels are getting limited. So what does that mean, Rich? That just means that you're going to hear a little stereo separation in your mix. I hope you heard it. I'm going to play it one more time.
When I'm alone in my zone, I
At
roll a
100%.
blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the crown and have a toast to my
0.
wealth. Lost some people in the process with the hand I was dealt. But every fighter take a blow when you fight for the belt. Told my babies that I got them all the way past my death. They ain't worried about how I do it long as that.
I'm going to give y'all another clue. Let me see in my picture. Yeah. So you see this X thing right here? This is called a correlation meter. Well, you know, stereo spreader meter right here. Notice how when it's on stereo link, it's kind of like in the middle. But then when we bring it more to 0, it kind of spreads out just a tidget. Told y'all.
When I'm alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself.
Right here where my mouse cursor at. Pay attention. Check it out.
Lost some people in the process with the hand I was dealt. But every fighter take a blow when you fight for the belt. Told my
right there,
babies
right
that
there.
I got them all the way past my death.
I like it right there at 38% on this mix. I like it right there at 38%. I was really looking at this and making an adjustment here. While I was listening to this, my mind wasn't worried about where this was going, and then I heard it and I stopped. This at 38% on the channel link. Like that.
When I'm alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the Crown and have a toast to my wealth. Lost some people in the process with the hand I was dealt. But
now that I'm looking at it, 43% sounds better.
when I'm alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the Crown and have a toast to my wealth.
All right, cool deal. We having a toast to our wealth, man, because we almost done, man. All right, cool. So we done went through all the parameters on this particular plugin, man. It's been amazing, and I love this. This is my new toy on my stereo bus, on my sub mix, on every bus channel that before it, we finish up whatever project we on. This is going to be my new best friend right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you, BX Limiter, True Peak, man. The only thing we're going to play with now is the dry wet mix knob for the limiter. It's at 100%, so you're getting everything that the True Peak limiter is giving you. When you bring it down to 0, this means you ain't getting shit. You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting no motherfucking thing. Just like I don't get stimulus checks and stuff like that. Nah, I'm lying to y'all, man. I got my first one the other day, man. Yeah, it feel good, boy. I don't know where the fuck that came from. But if they ask for that bitch back, they gonna have to lock my ass up. I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you, man. Whatnot, man. But let's put this limiter mix knob on 100%. We're gonna listen to before and after, okay, and this is just basically a dry wet mix now. I don't know why they just called it limiter mix. All right, so but you can actually get your own flavor out of this, okay. So if you don't like the limited sound, it may sound good at 60, it may sound good at 25, it may sound good at 48. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna play around with it and see where we get at.
When I'm alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the Crown and have a toast to my wealth. Lost some people in the process with the hand I was dealt. But every fighter take a blow when you fight for the belt. Told my babies that I got them all the way past my death. They ain't worried about how I do it, long as that promise is kept. I can't remember the whole prayer that I said to myself, but
So, wow. You know what I'm saying? 100% was a little bit too edgy. And if you don't want to go back and make changes, but you like the changes you made, this is where this mix knob come in to play at. 58% was not bad, to be honest with you. It's a nice blend between the dry signal and the affected signal, which is wet. You know what I'm saying? That wop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Y'all ain't know plugins had that wop? Yeah, man. Been having that wop before Cardi B even made it up, man. Plugins always had that wop, man. You know what I'm saying? That was that dry wet mix knob. That plugins had that wop for sure, man. Man, I'm telling y'all, bro, man. Y'all ain't know that? Shit, man. All right, cool. So we brought some of that wop down from 100 to 58%, and I like the blend right there, man. It's not overbearing, and it's not too much in your face, but it's just right.
when I'm alone in my zone, I roll a blunt for myself. Mix the Sprite up with the Crown and have a toast to my wealth. Lost some people in the process with the hand I was dealt. But every fighter take a blow when you fight for the belt. Told my babies that I got.
Yeah, I like that right there. So we're going to turn this plug-in off. We're going to do some on-off comparison and see how this mesh. Now we're going to go into the hook and see what happens.
I only need one thing to keep my mind from overflowing.
So the plug-in is off right now. Turn it on in 5, 6, 7. Turn it off. 6, 7, and so even at 58% on the dry wet mix knob for this entire plugin right here, you still can hear an audible difference, and that is awesome. That is some good engineering right there, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Not on my sake, but for the plugin sake. They really built this plugin the way it needed to be built at, because you want to hear those effects. You shouldn't hear a drastic effect at 100%. You should hear a drastic effect at 58%. This tells me this is well built and well thought out. And it took them long enough when they announced it to the release date, because they announced this shit like last year. You know what I'm saying? So it took them a year to do beta testing and everything like that. And I'm gonna tell you about Plugin Alliance. When they beta test, they beta test. They don't rush it or nothing like that. They take their time. They got another plugin that's coming out. It's called the AMIC 9088 console. Oh my goodness. Beautiful plugin, bro. I wonder how it sounds, man. I'm a Channel Strip fan, so that's gonna be my plugin right there to play with here in the next month or so. Yeah, about a month or two, man. So they come, hey man, they coming, bro. I'm getting my money's worth, you hear me? So because these plugins, man, they not cheap. This like $300 per. You feel me? They up there with UAD, and they got a subscription plan that's fucking affordable, man. So if you ain't fucking with this, shame on you, bro. For real. Y'all on that bullshit with that Waves, man. They ain't nothing but a marketing scheme. Y'all know them people get paid by Waves. But let me shut up, boy. Let me get on over here, man. Anyway, yeah, man. Shit, man. Let me shut the hell up. Anyway, bro, that's it for this this tutorial right here, man. We're gonna go ahead and play this out. I just want to do some more A/B comparisons on this right here, and I want you guys to pay attention not only to. We looked at these meters all day, every day, you know what I'm saying? And let's check it out one more time. Let's turn the plug-in on. Now you heard the difference, right? But check out the levels. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Now I told y'all. Now what I told y'all. Well, hold on. Let me talk to y'all, bro. Hold on. Let me talk to y'all. All right, cool. Y'all see this plug-in? I got it on the insert on the channel, so we good. You know what I'm saying? Check this out. Before we did the loudest information, y'all remember? Our LUFS, before we even put a plug-in on here, was at negative 12.8 LUFS. RMS at negative 12.2, and our true peak peaking a little bit over at 0.3. You know what I'm saying? Where we at right now? We at, let me refresh this motherfucker. I'm going to refresh it. I just refreshed it about 4 or 5 times. Our true peak is at negative 1.7. RMS is at averaging around negative 0.86. Okay, so we bumped up a little bit on the RMS, about roughly 3 to 4 dB. Our true peak went down a whole dB and some change. That's what's up. Our LUFS meter has went down. No, it's about the same. Yeah, it's averaging around about negative 12.5-ish. Our dynamic range is averaging around about 4. So that's not bad. Not bad, man. Our gain reduction is, of course, right there. You saw it right there, you know what I'm saying? But it's averaging right there a little bit around about 2.8, you know what I'm saying? So we got some pretty good levels here. And we don't even have it to the competitive level that's suggested at negative 10 LUFS. You know why? Because we had the output dim down. So if we want to turn this mix up louder, we definitely got headroom to do so. You know what I'm saying? So if we need to get at negative 10 LUFS for competitive loudness with, you know what I'm saying, the Def Jams and the Atlantic Records and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And you a little bit old independent Joe Schmo Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Rocky Road Entertainment, LLC. You feel me? And you got this plug-in, you feel me? Go ahead and turn this motherfucker up, because you have at least 2 dB of gain, 2 dB of headroom you can turn up. So let's turn this up and get to negative 10 negative 10 on the LUFS scale. Let's go. I'm gonna turn this bad boy back up, y'all. Watch your ears. Watch your ears. All right, so let's talk about it again. All right, so I turned the output dim of the output knob on the plug-in up one more time, and we still ain't at negative 10. We're pushing at negative 11. You know what I'm saying? And that brought our RMS level up a little bit at around -7.1 and stuff like that. And our true peak is at -0.2. So even at this plug-in volume output knob at 0, and we have our limiter at 58%, you know what I'm saying? That's the sound we wanted, and we got it, right? You're still within your true peak. You're not peaking in the red. You're not peaking in the red. You're looking at it right here. You're not fucking peaking in the red. It's telling you -0.2, right? All right, cool. Your competitive loudness, you can turn it up a little bit, yeah, on the fader, but it's going to be loud because what's going to happen is you put it on Spotify, they're going to turn your shit down. So even though you have it at -10, or we just hit -10.8 right there, but even though you have your LUFS at -10, they're going to turn it down to -14. So you're right there in ballpark range. Our dynamic range, of course, is squeezed, of course. You know what I'm saying? We're using a limiter, but our gain reduction is perfect. You know what I'm saying? We're not extremely in -5 range. We're only getting past -3 because we have back-to-back kicks. It's like poop, poop, poop. You know what I'm saying? Poop, poop, poop. That's a lot of signal coming in at a fast rate. You know what I'm saying? You're at the level you need to be at. You know what I'm saying? So I hope this whole stream taught you about how to get your mixes where it need to be at, your masters, how they need to sound, things to look out for, because I dropped a lot of gems in this stream or whatnot, as I always do, man. You know what I'm saying? So how would I rate this plug-in? I give it a motherfucking A+, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all the way live, man. I didn't have to crank shit up in order to get the sound I wanted. I went subtle with a lot of different shit with this plugin, and that's what we need to do in this digital age right now. For it's going subtle and not trying to max out the plugin. If you're trying to max out the plugin, you need to stop and reevaluate what the fuck you're doing. I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you. Let me look at me in my eyes. Hold on. Let me hold on a second, bro. Let me switch. Let me switch the camera. Let me say that one more time. If you're maxing out your plugin and you feel like you got too much boosting, you feel like you did too much cutting, you feel like you added too much release or too much attack, if you feel like you added too much gain reduction, if you find yourself spending more than 3 minutes on one parameter or one instance of the plugin, you're doing too fucking much. You should be think about it. Okay, cool. That's what you need to be doing. If you sitting up there and doing this, and then you find yourself daydreaming and you come back to it, I've been there. I've done that, man. I fell asleep fucking around with the Waves L2. Yeah, nigga. I used to fall asleep fucking around with that plug-in. It ain't nothing but a simple plug-in. 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? 3 goddamn controls or whatnot. And I used to fall asleep on that because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing at the time. If you find yourself in that mode, you need to reevaluate what you're doing and stuff like that. You should be making subtle adjustments or whatnot. That's where we at in the digital age. Back then, yeah, it was all kind of shit and hoops and you had to jump through and shit like that or whatnot. But in these day and ages, they're making plugins like this one right here where they building, they're taking time, they understand the digital age and what's needed to be in these plugins where you don't have to do as much work and you can still get a good sound. And I'm not bragging. I ain't getting paid from these people like people say on YouTube. I ain't getting paid from these dudes. I'm just recognizing real. And Brainworx is a real ass company when it comes to audio plugins, man. So shout out to them, man. Brainworx Plugin Alliance, man. Salute to you, man. A+ on this one right here. It's a very, 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 very transparent plugin. It's not gonna alter your mix to sound like ooh, that's compressed. Ooh, it sound limited. It sound distorted. It's gonna give you a clean sound, a very loud sound, and that bit gonna jam. Yeah, it's gonna jam, and it's gonna get you where you need to be at on that loudness level. Now, what you probably have to do on your end is make some adjustments to your monitoring system. I tell people that all the time. Your monitoring system kind of lies to you. You know what I'm saying? It's like having a fine ass bitch and she just going out the door when you leave to go fuck with another nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to fix your monitoring system. You need to understand how you need to listen low and mix versus listening loud as fuck and mixing. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? So once you learn how to manipulate your monitoring system, you can get levels like this, man. I'm using headphone amp, and I know where the sweet spot is on my headphone amp in order for me to get my signals where they need to be at and stuff like that, or the tone, or my mix and shit like that. So that's a whole nother video, man. Appreciate y'all tuning into the, I was gonna say it on the podcast show, but appreciate y'all tuning into the channel, the live stream. I hope you learned something new right here, man. Y'all can follow me on Instagram at onthebeat. Excuse me. Yeah, you can follow me there at onthebeat.podcast, but also follow me on Instagram at @SuperMario_producer, man. Let's bring this back up to speed, and I'm gonna turn this on and off, and I'll come back to you guys and close this bitch out. All right, cover your ears. All right, I'm gonna turn this plug-in off. Here we go. That's with the plug-in off. And this is with it on. Shit. So if y'all ain't hear the difference in the loudness between the plug-in being on and being off, I don't know what you need to do, man, or whatnot. Our limiter drive mix knob is at 58%. Oh, excuse me, I just made a bump right there. It's at 58%. So we're not even pushing this limiter to its max, and we still got our levels where it needs to be at. To be on the fairness side, we're gonna update the loudness information in Studio One. Hit update. It's gonna do that right there. It's gonna run through the whole entire waveform with the plugin on. It's gonna tell you what's happening pre-effects and post-effects. Pre meaning before, post meaning after for the slow folks. All right, so real quick, it's just like it's exporting the mix down, but it's actually just giving you your information for as your EBU rating, and that's just simply your LUFS, your true peak, your RMS, and your DC, which is non-void. I don't worry about the DC information or whatnot. And we got our information right now. Pre-effects is negative 12.8, the same goddamn shit. Post effects, yeah, we got a little bit of difference. Numbers don't lie, okay? So pre-effects, negative 12.8 on the LUFS scale, negative 11.4. So we really only made a 1.4 dB loudness change. So with this limiter by itself, it only boosted our signal up 1 dB and 0.4. Excuse me. Yeah, 1.4 dB. Goddamn. Whatnot. Our true peak monitor, this was peaking out at 0.3 dB. Now it went down negative 0.2. And then right here on the RMS level, with the plugin on, 11.0 on the RMS level. And before the plugin, it's negative 12.2. So we only have a 1 dB jump in the RMS level. When you have small jumps like that, you did something right. It really wasn't this plugin. It was just the knowledge of not pushing everything to the fucking limit and understanding what the release does, number one. Understanding not to add so much gain into the plugin, but then back off on the ceiling and also back off on your mix knob as well and stuff like that in order to get the sound. So, you know what I'm saying? That's how you use a limiter, you know what I'm saying? And then you can combine this limiter with EQ and compression, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Your mix gonna be fire and shit like that, man. But hey, man, this has been your boy Super Mario, man. And I do need some bud, man. That sounds like a good break. What time it is? Shit, I'm ending off early because I started early, man. I'm gonna go smoke me some bud of whatnot, man. This plugin is definitely good, man. Y'all go ahead and get it on the introductory price. It's probably priced at about $150. I don't know. I don't check the price. I just go ahead and open up my little install manager, update my shit or whatever the case may be. But most of the introductory prices start at $150. Catch it while it lasts. It only lasts 1 month, and then it shoots up to $300. So go ahead and grab this if you're in need of a very, 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 very fucking good plugin, limiter plugin. Would I rate this above the Pro L fab filter? Fucking right, I would. Because the Pro filter, Pro 11, it only gives you the LUFS reading. and it gives you a true peak, you know what I'm saying? But you don't get the gain reduction and dynamic range and a chance to change your competitive. Oh, you do. Let me take that back. You do. But you don't have a tone control and everything like that. To me, this sounds better. It's more transparent, and it has a little stereo spreader in it or whatnot. It just sounds good, and you retain your mids as well. And we did a test on between this plug-in, and this plug-in, and this one it sounds good. You know what I'm saying? So there's no right or wrong limiter. Let me just clear that up. No right or wrong limiter, but you definitely got to find one for your mix. And if you only have one, if you pick this one up, if you pick this one up, if you already have this one, utilize it. Take the information I gave you guys today, and even though this one don't have meters on it, you still got meters right here. LUFS. You can change this from peak RMS to the K scale. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know about the CAT scale, man? Yeah, put it on -14. Check this out. Because we're at -11, check this out. The K -14 scale is at 0. Our LUFS is at -11. It's peaking out at about 4. You minus 4 from the 0 right there. If you take a -11 and you minus the 4 that is peaking out right now, you got 3 dB somewhere along the way or whatnot. What the K -14 scale is, it's almost like a LUFS scale. Shh, don't tell nobody. I'm just letting y'all know what it is, man. Shit, I'm telling y'all, study this. See that right there? Yeah. If I was to turn this down 3 decibels, guess what it's going to be? Right around 0. Let's turn down this 3 decibels. Let's turn it down. Hold on. Let me turn it down. That's at negative 2.9. Where is that right now? So we ran it around that ballpark right there, man. So, you know what I'm saying, regardless if you're using that, you know what I'm saying, you got Studio One gives you what you need, and if you got this bad boy right here, just use it properly and wisely. If you got this one, or that one, or whatever the case may be, man, you know what I'm saying? Use them wisely and stuff like that, man. So, yeah, man, this is your boy Super Mario, man. I'm sorry I ain't pay attention to the comments or whatnot, people that's watching. I'm sorry I was all over the place in the earlier video, but I gave you guys stuff in detail. So if you're trying to learn how to use a limiter, this is definitely probably going to change the title of this video after I finish streaming. But this is definitely a good teacher tool on a limiter. And I always wanted to do a video talking about limiters, but I guess I did. I wasn't trying to, but we went there, man. Like I said, man, follow me on Instagram at @SuperMario_producer. Also follow the On The Beat podcast at onthebeat.podcast. Make sure you check out all the full-length videos here on this YouTube channel. Go to the On The Beat podcast playlist on this channel. And make sure you check out all 57 of our episodes and more to come. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to slow down a little bit. Got some things going on. I may not be at this location pretty soon. I may be moving somewhere else new. We'll see, man, and stuff like that, man. But, you know what I'm saying, once that happened, though, my activity will go down for maybe a month or so until I can get the studio back up where it needs to be at. I've been in this spot for, you know what I'm saying, 3 years. I have loved the sound here, made a lot of money here. The sound has definitely fixed it, but hopefully we'll go in our new location and you know what I'm saying, we could fix it up a little bit better and stuff like that. And we'll definitely change the look and stuff like that. But, you know what I'm saying, you guys definitely stay creative out there, man. Be careful of the vaccine, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, man. Y'all, hey, taking the vaccine, more salute to you and stuff like that. But they're going to have to force me to jail in order to take that, man, because it's all a setup, man. Anyway, man, that's that right there. Also, too, man, protect your mental health, man. I talked about this the other day and stuff like that. Your mental health is important and stuff like that, man. So protect that at that. And also, let me tell you guys that story I was going to tell you. So, yeah, I had a little come on my fucking YouTube channel. And dude tried to tell me, and this is the thing, man. If you're watching this and you feel like you want to troll somebody on their YouTube page, especially you motherfuckers that's 30 and under and stuff like that, and you think you know everything, but you really don't, because I used to be that dude, you know what I'm saying? don't go and disrespecting people YouTube pages and stuff like that. That's a etiquette. You know what I'm saying? It's a social media etiquette that you have to follow. You don't have to follow it, but you have to follow it. Okay, so I had this little young dude come on here. He claimed to be in high school, but you present yourself as a grown-ass man. Okay, so I was doing a live stream one night, and just like I had tonight, one person watching, he pops in and put in the comment, you know what I'm saying, like, oh yeah, man, you got 1,000-something subscribers and nobody's in here. You know what I'm saying? So I went look up his YouTube channel and I wanted to see, oh well shit, man, but damn, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm fucking up somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm not doing what I need to. And the thing that kills me about the YouTube community, because each community on social media have their trolls. Facebook have their type of trolls. Instagram have their type of trolls, and then YouTube have their type of trolls. Twitch has their type of trolls. These people on YouTube, it be the motherfuckers that don't have a video. It be the motherfuckers that don't have a like on a video, if they even have one, or they have like little to no subscribers or whatever the case may be. And so I went to him because that really touched the nerve to me. And he touched the nerve on the wrong week, on the wrong day. And I had to go and message him and be like, hey, the reason why I don't have people on my channel that live stream is, number one, I stream late at night. So, yeah, that's common sense. Number two, you know what I'm saying, I've been on YouTube before Curtis King was on YouTube, probably. You know what I'm saying? Your Wavy Waynes and all these people that you see on YouTube that constantly filling up your feed, they wasn't on YouTube when I was on YouTube, because I was on YouTube hard. And that's where I got my subscribers from. And back then, I was teaching Reason tutorials before Reason was Reason. While everybody was hot on Fruity Loops, I was on Reason. So I had my own little avenue, and the market wasn't so saturated on YouTube. You can't, like, that's why I'm not the man on YouTube, because it's so many people talking about the same shit I'm talking about today. There's like 100 other motherfuckers talking about the same plugin this week. Nobody's not gonna pay attention to me unless I'm paying for an ad, which is called payola for some people that don't know what that means. It's a payola effect. You gotta pay into the system in order to be recognized. That's a whole nother conversation. Number two, there's this algorithm now that's built into these social media platforms. So you have to, number one, attract a listener, subscriber, or whatever. You have to attract that, and they have to put the interaction in order for your content to be discovered. You know what I'm saying? So as one bee comes to one flower, another bee gonna come and stuff like that. And then the flower is gonna go ahead and bloom around and stuff like that, so more bees can come. That's how it's a pollination type of thing, if you want to look at it. You know what I'm saying? The more bees come and clean up the nectar on the flowers, the more flowers gonna bloom, right? Same thing with social media, not just here on YouTube, but on other platforms such as Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that. So I had to break it down to this cat, like, man, I've been on YouTube more than 10 years. I pick and choose when I wanted to get on and off of YouTube. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a lot of people on YouTube that's been on here, and I've been doing YouTube. You understand what I'm saying? If you want to fact check me, go ahead and go to my videos and scroll all the way down. I have a lot of videos and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And I've been on here, you know. So for all these cats on here trying to figure out your subscribers ain't what it is on the video views, that's perfectly fine with me, man. I done been there, I done that, and I accomplished a lot. And I didn't have to go and show and prove to this dude, but I wanted him to understand that, you know what I'm saying, number one, come correct. Number two, respect my virtual privacy, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Respect my motherfucking channel. That's what I told him. Respect my channel, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't come dropping a comment on here so 50 million people can see what the fuck you saying and shit like that, man, because that's fucking up my brand, and that's how I look at it and shit like that. That's an old school mentality. You know what I'm saying? So I had to come at him correct and let him know, hey, don't do that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. You know what I'm saying? My numbers are my numbers, and they all organic. I didn't go and pay for YouTube subscribers. I didn't go pay for plays. I didn't go pay for views, and I ain't go pay for subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Everything I have on my channel is organic, raw, and real, and shit like that. And then I go look up this motherfucker. He only got 63 subscribers and, you know what I'm saying, averaging 15 views per video that you put on and shit like that. And you're going to approach me? Man, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? My dick is going to be bigger than yours. So if you trying to compare dick size, nigga, you got the wrong nigga, bro. You know what I'm saying? So with all that being said, man, respect motherfuckers' channels and shit like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these cats running around trying to compare these numbers and you ain't doing this or whatever and you don't know half of what's going on. I'm an OG. I consider myself like an OG on certain shit right now. And you got a lot of these young niggas want to test you and shit like that. Come to find out, this little motherfucker was in high school. And I'm sitting up there, I'm like, damn, I'm beefing with a high school dude. And he said that shit. He's like, dude, I'm only in high school. Well, number one, if you in high school, stay in a child's place. I always try to tell people that. You young motherfuckers will always want to fuck with a grown-ass man. But when he swing on your ass and knock you the fuck out, then you want to go and run and file a police report and all that bullshit. Nah, bruh. Stay in a child's place. Respect my channel, and we gonna be all right. That goes for anybody. I don't give a damn who you is. You could be President Biden for all I give a damn. I don't give a fuck, man. Respect my channel. Stay in a child's place. And numbers are numbers. You know what I'm saying? You'll tell. And shit don't lie. Some people got numbers and they don't add up because they started, or they just popular like that. They know how to matriculate the thing. They sat there and read a book about the YouTube algorithm. I ain't got time for that shit. If it grows, it grows. If it don't, it don't. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to enjoy what I do and do it to the fullest, man. And that's my spiel right there on that, man. You know what I'm saying? People are paying for plays and likes and shit like that. That's the world we living in. I ain't going to get on no conspiracy series and shit like that. But, you know, it's happening in the music industry and it's happening on social media. We're paying to be popular. I wasn't brought up like that. I wasn't cut like that. And I sure in hell ain't gonna die like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep everything 100 and raw and straight cutthroat. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that little dude, man. I don't even know his name anymore, man. But Mr. 63 subscriber to my 1100, whatever the number is, it may go down. It goes down. It fluctuates every week. I see him. I see the numbers. Yeah, it goes up 3 and it goes down 3. You know what I'm saying? And that's good. Because 80% of the people that subscribe to my channel is probably not even on YouTube anymore. So, hey, it is what it is. He was just big mad. He was big mad. He mad because, you know what I'm saying, you see this bald head black motherfucker that got 1,100 some subscribers and he ain't got nobody watching his shit. That's fine, bro. But you know what, though? I got knowledge on this channel, man, that can help your weak ass mixes out and your whack ass songs. I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you. That nigga was whack as fuck, man. Anyway, man, I'm showing my ass right now, but it's all good, man. Hey, man, y'all be easy out there, man, and stuff like that. We'll come on tomorrow. I'm gonna set up my different setup or whatnot. And we're gonna take a look at iOS music software, Cubasis 3, man. I'm gonna be doing some beat mixing or whatnot, man. I'm about to drop a full pack, man. I ain't dropped a full pack in over a year, man. That's not me. I've been busy with other stuff as well. So we're going to drop a full pack here pretty soon. Now, I'm actually going to put this on DSPs, man. You know what I'm saying? Put this on Spotify and see what it do, man. Try to run up a check real quick. All 50 cents of it. Whatnot, man. We're going to run up 50 cents. Whatnot. I may put a recorded song on there too. I don't know, man. But I need to get off my ass and do so or whatnot, man, because I got a lot of beats sitting around. And so we're going to do that. That's our plans or whatnot. But got a lot of beats on the iPad. I want to just go ahead and just put it out there. So I'll put it on BeatStars or whatever the case may be. So I was looking, I was playing around with Aria Pro. And Aria Pro is pretty good. But what I've noticed with Aria Pro is you got to do a lot of this in order to get to where you need to be at. So I got Cubasis on sale, like I said before in the video, and I like it. So we'll take a look at that on tomorrow. And y'all stay tuned, man. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for checking out the video. Listen to my long talkative ass or whatnot, and subscribe and like this video. If you don't, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? If you want to question me about my subscribers, feel free to follow me on Instagram at Super Mario Producer, and you can message me there. You know why? Because I'm going to gain a follower. I'll check y'all later, man. Y'all be easy, bro. Peace.
The green and the gall, somebody pass me a light. I'm about to have a good time, cause it's blunt dynamite. I might be lost in the days, but keep that smile on my face. You can dab me up, but please excuse this thing on my waist. I had a hell of a day, I had to curse out of Karen. BLM was on the shirt and I made sure she was staring. I never planned for the drama, but I love living the movie. This the scene I hit the blunt and we get lost in the beauty. This the scene we see each other and we start running in slow motion. Let you jump into my arms while we tender with emotions. Then we look back at the world and we see all the hate approaching. Load the 40 like the blunt, take a puff and start unloading. I ain't never had an issue with a horse when in my favor. Knew I always had the sauce, it just came in different flavors. Knew I always had the talent when it came to getting this paper. Now I'm about to smoke this blunt and probably roll me one for later. I need bud. I need bud.